Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Dice Tales. Hey.
Oh my.
Oh, my.
My cat just
Great
came up and
start.
got in my face.
I think we're all feeling a little loopy today. I don't know why I am.
Just a bit.
Hello.
Maybe it's just me. Could be.
Nope, me too.
Okay. It's going to be one of those loopy nights.
Full on
Hello.
fun games here.
Hello, BCam144 in the chat.
Hello.
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 What else we got here?
So we got it's Molly's got a squishmallow and chocolate.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
Naive. Oh, I get it. Haha. That's pretty good.
Salutations to you as well.
All right. Hi, guys. We're all nerds here. That's what brings us together. All right. Well, welcome to Dice Tales, our live D&D show. We are here for session 43 tonight. Damned if you do. ... Ellipses to be continued. Yeah, so just a couple of things about us before we get started. We always like to thank our friends of the show. So, Brad, why don't you mention those fine folks?
Believe it or not, our show has friends. First and foremost,
Wow, Brad. I think we're okay.
it's been a weird weekend, guys. So first and foremost, our friends at Gaming Paper, whose logo is conveniently right underneath my little Leaf name card.
We love them.
Gaming Paper is the lovely manufacturer of all things map making when it comes to D&D and tabletop games. Whether you need rolls of paper in order to map out epic dungeons for your players, dry erase tiles for things that are happening on the fly, pre-made modules, or because Christmas is right around the corner and the other holidays that you give gifts for, they also do wrapping paper. So check them out at gamingpaper.com. The next friend of the show is our buddies over at Character Case. They make these lovely cases. I can't fit it in my camera and be on camera at the same time, so it's going away.
Carrie and I can.
But they make these lovely travel cases that store your minis, your pencils, your character sheets, your dice, anything that you want to carry with you to go play a game in person. We use ours to travel around as we play, and they are fantastic because you never forget your stuff. And then our final friend of the show, our friends at Sirenscape, who bless us with all of the lovely sound effects that you will hear this evening that are not made by us or Carrie's cats.
Ha!
Nice.
Awesome.
Can I add one friend also?
Ooh.
Yes.
Chuck also has a friend.
Chuck has friends too.
I have
Chuck has
a
a
few,
friend?
actually.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
We've arrived.
Yep, just wanted to also give a shout out to Blue Bridge Games in Grand Rapids,
Yes.
Michigan on Fulton Street. If you're in Grand Rapids, be sure to get down there and check out their amazing board game selection. They have pretty much everything that you're looking for. If you're looking for obscure games, indie games, all different types of stuff. We started talking to them, and hopefully when things are calmed down a little bit more with COVID around Grand Rapids, Michigan, we might be able to do some events with them in 2022. So if you're in the area, go hit them up. They're
Small
great.
Business Saturday is coming.
Also, they're just awesome, and we
Yeah.
just love that. They're awesome.
Board games make great holiday gifts, and dice make excellent stocking stuffers.
Yep.
Just throwing
Sure
that
do.
out there. And
You're
they have
true.
both.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Yay.
thank you, Brad and Chuck. Does anyone else have any other announcements of projects coming up? I have some more people to thank, but just to break it up, anybody got something, Chuck?
I have
Chuck.
a band. I also have a different project outside of Dice Tales.
Wow, Chuck.
Yeah, I've been in a band for
Traitor.
a while, and we actually just released our first single on Spotify.
It's so good, guys. It's so good.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
this
called-
one that I'm linking in the chat right now.
Oh yeah,
Yay.
that's the one. We're called Soft Drugs. We're a new band in Grand Rapids, and we have more singles coming out soon. And our full album is going to be released on Christmas Day. So look forward to that.
Yay.
Nice. Anyone else have any projects or anything coming up?
I'm in another stream every Monday night. I play the Candlekeep Mysteries on Mini Terrain Domain. That's always a good time. Monday night, every night. We are actually streaming through December. We are not streaming live that month, but we are have pre-recorded several solo sessions with our characters, individual sessions with our GM. I did mine the other day, and so it's top secret. And that will be on the 6th of December is when that will air. So that's going to be pretty fun.
Stuff.
And that's Call of Cthulhu that you play, right?
Actually, that is
No,
that
one
is 5e.
Stevie.
Oh, it's
But
5e.
I play
okay.
on a that's another one, Chuck.
God, thanks.
That was a million of these.
I got my streams crossed. I'm sorry.
Wow. That's wonderful. Good job.
Thank you.
Next Call of Cthulhu is on the 1st of December on Big Bearded Nerd. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Our next show actually is kind of on a weird date next month. So it can mark your calendars on December 14th. So it's another Tuesday night show. We're all pretty busy with holiday stuff. And then I believe we're taking January off. Is that correct?
Off of the main story.
Off
right?
of the main story. So we will not have a main Dice Tales episode, but we will probably have some kind of like little special one-shotty thing of some kind, like we've done previously before a couple of times. Those have always been super fun. So stay tuned for that and some exciting other changes and announcements that we've been discussing about show and store format going into 2022. Last thank you go out to our friends who have way more artistic talent than we ever will, probably. Barb Williams, TJ Corbett, and Isaac Grimaldi, who provide us with character art that you will see in various and sundry places on our social media, in the little corners of people's windows, on Roll20 if we use that for any battle mats today. So thank you to our beloved friends. We love them. And then don't forget, if you need to catch up on stuff, you can listen to the podcast.
I just posted it in the chat. on
Wonderful,
Spotify.
good timing. Or watch our old Twitch episodes on YouTube's. I'm also working on putting together like a campaign journal thing. So if you want to even like see or maybe even potentially get to listen to some of the unreleased early stuff of when this
Way back to the
fairy band finally first met and learned how to play this game in the first place.
You said it now, you have to finish it.
Can I listen to it?
Yeah, we were talking about it in the Discord, Chuck. I linked it.
The
Join
the
us.
folder is linked, Chuck.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And last but not least, buy our merch stuff. Woo.
Spring.com.
I posted that in the chat as well. Spring.com.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's enough various shenanigans. So why don't we get this party rocking? Woo! Picking up where we left off after our horrible and super depressing and majorly messed up Halloween episode, which we're about to hear the recap for. So we'll see you on the other side of the recap.
During what was supposed to be a quick trip into the yawning portal, the Children of Destiny were transported to an alternate plane. They found themselves on a dark and chilly pier in an alien world, and the only thing nearby was a sinister-looking carnival. To earn passage back home, they'd need to earn chips by playing twisted carnival games. The menacing carnival master, the ancient and immensely powerful Dr. Sai Cho, informed them that the carnival housed souls who chose this place of torment rather than face the 9 hells. While the party did manage to earn enough chips for their passage away from the carnival, it came at a high cost. They were forced to experience and even participate in horrifying things, and tensions among the party members are high. And that's where we pick up the adventure tonight on Dice Tales.
Is that a turn of phrase?
It is now.
And now you know.
All
The
right.
rest of the story.
Oh,
And
man,
that's
I
the
grew
way
up
it
on
happened.
That's the way the
Or at least
news
that's
goes.
what we're
Wow. If you're Gen Z, get out. Because we're
Yeah,
bringing out the old references tonight.
Yeah, so
Don't we always?
Yeah. Join me in
I'm not
Unsolved
sure.
Mysteries.
I'm not sure
Bunch
Gen
of
Z is our
millennials.
target audience, but that's all right.
Nope.
Join
Nope.
us, millennials.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pick up where you guys left off, which was leaving behind this really spooky, creepy circus that I forced you guys to live through last time. You're welcome.
Yeah. We are
Oh,
on
it
a
was
boat.
great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
We're on a boat.
So you guys are on the boat with this really, no,
Thank
don't
you,
do
Carrie.
it. Don't do it. With this really like creepy figure who is the one
Gondolier.
rowing you back. Gondolier? Sure, we got that Venice thing we were talking about. So bringing it back. But he does not speak to any of you in the boat, nor even seem to look at you or pay attention. So if you want to talk in the boat, you may, but there was just kind of a very tense thing that had gone on, especially between Beyonce and Callista. So she is maybe not the most approachable right now, but your mileage may vary.
Is he right at the boat
He's up at the
paddler
front.
right at the back? He's right at the front?
At the front.
Okay. If there's room at the back of the boat, I'm going to stand at the very back.
I guess
of
at
the
the
boat.
back.
He's
Gondolier's
at the back? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Then-
You're right.
You propel the boat
Then I'll just
forward
stand
and you
staring
steer.
Quiet.
off the side into the black expanse of. I assume we don't see anything else across the water, so I'm just like
That's
staring
true.
across
It's
into the void.
just horrible and black.
I'm just sitting sort of like, I'm just sitting kind of quietly as well. And I'm just sort of staring like at Beyonce, kind of just getting more and more pissed at him by the second for like everything he said. And, you know, and then I kind of am looking over concerned at Callista every so often, but I'm not talking to Merrick. I'm not talking at all. I'm just kind of sitting there quietly.
Beyonce is being super quiet and not making eye contact, just kind of looking and whatever. Is it water or is it souls? What is it?
It's souls. It's like
the miasma
Hercules.
souls beneath
It looks like water other than it seems to be black, but you don't know if that's a trick of the light here or what.
Yeah.
trying to avoid the urge to like touch it.
As all of my companions are sitting back brooding, Seamus just looks off in the distance and says, "Ah, always enjoy a good boat ride, right?"
I don't react.
I don't either.
Merrick doesn't either. His gaze is sort of on the horizon and he keeps like looking around as if he's trying to get his bearings on where you might be or how far you might be going. All those rangery instincts, feeling a little suffocated by this place and his inability to get a read on things.
Leith won't say anything either, but also just kind of sitting sullenly as far away from everyone else as he can get himself in the boat. And you would just see him opening and closing his hand and different flashes of light emerging within his fist.
I'm also holding my bow and holding it so tight that my knuckles are white.
And Callista, you can feel the energy of the oath bow in your hands as if it's responding to the emotions inside of you. It almost seems to vibrate in your grasp, to whisper to you, soon.
Oh God. I don't like it.
This is gonna go well.
I don't like it. Jill is once in a while like reaching up to her face and wiping where frickin' Beyonce slugged her in the mouth for maybe saying something bad about Tyr. That's a proportionate response. Thanks a lot, bud.
All right. Up ahead, very abruptly, about maybe 30 feet out, suddenly there seems to be a flash of light, like white light. And then it's almost like there's an arc welder like going through the blackness. Yeah, it cuts this strange like arc on the horizon, and then the whole thing suddenly it crackles with blue-white light, like a giant portal. And he's just continuing to steer right into that.
Wow. I have my eyes just locked on that, and I'm scared, but I'm like kind of gripping my axe. It's on my belt, but I'm like same kind of thing as Callista. I'm like my knuckles are white. I'm very scared.
Is it the same blue as the portal when we first went through it?
Yes, it is.
Beyonce is just quietly praying and like keeping his eyes like softly on that gate.
Do we have an audience member having a phone going on?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, sorry. It's like, God damn it, audience.
I had my headphones in.
Do we have to take it off? Do we have to take it away?
etiquette.
Ruining my suspension of disbelief,
I
like
know.
that M&M's commercial you see at the movies.
Yeah.
All right,
I didn't
anyway.
realize that I had
It's
to
all your
work
cell
again the no cell phones pre-show. We're all at home in our
All
living
right.
rooms.
Yeah.
We are not
So-
sponsored by M&M's, though. Sponsor us if you want M&M's.
The boat goes into the portal, and you would feel that same sensation, that rush that almost like seems to suck you through, that happened the first time that you traveled into the portal, and you would feel yourself like lifted out of the boat. And then you are all kind of like dumped mostly like onto your knees or onto the floor, onto the cold floor of the dungeon that you guys had entered the portal in.
Are we in the exact same spot?
It looks
That
like
we
it.
left?
You're in the hallway. It looks
Jill's-
like it.
Yeah. I am going to head back. If you want to come with me, then join me. I can take 4 other people.
Oh, right. You got a place you got to be, right?
Yes, I do. I
I-
only said it
yes.
a million times.
Yes. Promptly.
4. You can take 4 people.
Yes,
I
it's
can take
all that
everyone.
I'm going back
Yes,
up
that
through
leaves
the
one
portal.
person.
I'm going back up through the portal. You guys can go.
I will stay with Jill.
Beyonce, good luck. And I kind of like, I sort of like look him in the eye for a second, and then I kind of like look away, and I'm like, good luck with you, him. And then I start walking out towards back, like just kind of making my way backwards through the
way where you guys had fought those vampires.
vampires. Yes. That was fun.
Fun
I just-
kids.
I just look at Leith and I just say kind of quietly, get him back on time, all right?
Good.
I can do that.
Beyonce says to Jill, "You're not coming."
I turn over my shoulder and I'm like, you don't want a liar there, do you? Wouldn't I besmirch the house?
No, of course not. Do what you wish, and then
May
Anybody?
I come?
yes, Seamus, come here.
Wonderful.
Leith, you don't have to use your spell if they're going off on their own.
Sure.
You know,
I promise. It's no trouble.
No, it's all right. Beyonce looks at Jill and Callista. It's like, I know you may be angry at me, and I don't blame you. Jill, I'm sorry for striking you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I know it may take a minute for you to forgive me, but it would mean a lot if you came to the hymn. You don't have to decide now. And then Beyonce will grab his holy symbol and he'll start casting Word of Recall to head back to the Halls of Justice.
Word of
Okay.
recall. Have you used this before? I don't remember this.
Nope.
This is
We
new.
haven't had a good reason to go back somewhere where we've been, really.
Can you describe for me what you'd like your word of recall to look like?
Well, Beyonce will start saying a prayer, and like the air will kind of like start to swirl around him a little bit, and like a circle starts to illuminate with radiant light, and then he grabs Leith and Seamus's hands, looks at Jill and Callista, and says, "Home," and then we just apparate into radiant lights.
Are we just assuming Merrick is staying with us?
Merrick is going to stay wherever Jill is. So,
Yep.
He's great. As soon as they're gone, I turn to Callista. I'm like, are you all right?
Suppose it depends how you look at it.
What do you mean?
I mean, I feel free to do what I need to do.
And I just kind of like,
Nasty morals always getting in your way, you know?
Callista, you're not a bad person. Not anymore. I don't care what you were.
Some do.
Some people always will, but you can't change the past. You can only change what you do going forward.
Right, but if it does not make any difference in the end, then what? Why bother?
Have you considered that he might? And I imagine that we're kind of walking back while we're having this conversation.
yeah. Jill, why don't you make a sense motive check?
25.
Callista, it doesn't sound like you're trying to conceal the change that you've kind of felt, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Can you describe a little bit for Jill? Like, what's the vibe that she's going to pick up off from you here? Vibe check. Pass
Vibe
the
check.
There was in the past, I think you would have picked up like when I talked about my father. Like I was set on that vengeance, but there was a part of me that was still concerned about like is this the right thing
Killing
to
your-
do or not?
Okay. Mhm.
And now it's just like my course is set. This is what's going to happen. And I don't really even feel the need to hold back on it anymore.
Which isn't necessarily like a bad thing. Okay. So Jill just kind of like shakes her head and is like, well, we're in this together. I go with you wherever you go.
Oh, do not say that.
Why not?
You can come with me to a point, but ultimately where I'm headed, I do not want you to come with me.
Then I just kind of shake my head and I keep walking. Like,
I mean in the next life, I do not...
I know what you meant.
All right.
I know what you meant. Maybe you're always, and Jill pulls out her flask. This has been a lot. And she is just like, I know it's not exactly a competition, but I've done some pretty bad shit in my life too.
Some of us were cursed from birth.
Well,
Merrick actually speaks up when you'd realize he's trailing behind at a distance where you thought he was totally like engaged in the conversation, but I guess he was eavesdropping on all of that. And he would say, if it's a curse, it can be broken.
Oh, Merrick.
Bad choice of words. Some of us were damned from the beginning.
That doesn't mean you have to be damned in the end.
That is what I hoped, what I thought, what I worked toward, but I think it was wishful thinking.
Maybe you haven't done enough.
And maybe he was lying. He wants souls to end up where he is, to be a part of his game. What better thing to tell you than that you should just give up?
Oh, that assumes that I would choose that half existence, that no. I'm not afraid of the hells. Do I want to end up there? No, of course not, but I would
maybe
not
I
make
should-
the coward's choice and play games for eternity.
I just gotta smile. And I'm like, well, I am with you wherever you go, Callista.
Let's
Maybe-
make a will save.
Oh, Christ, on a trike. Why? Why?
You weren't tangentially
21.
checking for traps.
Damn it.
21.
I'm always tangentially checking for traps.
21? Okay. Did you put your bow on your back yet? Or is it still in your hands?
Oh.
I probably would have put it on my back now because walking through a dungeon with it in my hand doesn't really make sense.
Yep. Again, you like feel the proximity of it, but you shake off whatever that is and keep going.
I do reach back and just kind of like run my finger along it.
My precious.
And as we're walking, I'll just kind of look sideways at Jill and Merrick and I'll say, you notice how Beyond said it was not too late to decide to come to the ceremony and then he left?
Yeah. We don't
mean-
know. Oh, shit. What if it's like last time? What if it's been like 2 weeks?
Well,
Oh,
no,
no.
Leaf was keeping track. I do not think it is too late, but we still have a ways to go before we get back. Would we even make it in time?
Well, we could. I have a couple people to check in with upstairs.
I mean, I am glad he did not attempt to force us to come back with him.
Yeah, me too. I'm just super glad he didn't punch me in the face again. He's very strong.
All right, so as you guys are walking here, you would not pass by anybody or anything. You guys had kind of cleared out that little area anyway. And we're just at the entrance of the tomb to begin with. So you would come back to that area, that first room that had all the little broken bits around it that you guys had found out how to get past that room. And this is where you descended down into the well.
Yep.
So that's where you're at.
I want to bang one of the shields.
I was just
Mhm.
gonna say, I forget. We're supposed to bang a shield to come back. How are we supposed to get the elevator back?
How
I'm
do we
sorry.
do it?
Simon.
I am sorry we did not encounter your father.
Yeah, I am too. Someday, I guess. And Jill just kind of sounds sad. Kind of like another missed opportunity almost.
And Merrick folds his arms and he looks up and he looks kind of thoughtful for a second. And he says, "You could still go look for him."
I mean, if he's down here, he'll be able to take care of himself. And I mean, I kind of want to get out of here, to be very honest. It's. I mean, what did you have in mind? Just staying down here until he shows up, or?
We're capable enough. He looks at Callista and you. But you're probably right. I just don't want you to regret not taking time.
And I kind of think about like the quest that we're on and the seed and getting that where it needs to go and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of choice in the matter, Merrick. I can always send Laren back. He can bring us word if...
The seed's here, so we'll have to come back anyway.
Hmm.
Next time. And he actually like puts a hand on your arm and he would say, next time we'll find him.
And I just sort of nod and don't say anything because Jill can sort of feel herself like starting to maybe cry and she doesn't want to like reveal that.
We're gonna break away from you guys to the other group. I was like, where's Seamus? There he is. So it was Seamus and Beyonce and Leith, correct, that are going back to the temple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you guys will arrive.
So we'll operate in the same way, except it's almost like the beam me up, Scotty. Like we start to, but afterwards, we come down with like these glimmers of like basically radiant glitter, and then it just poofs off as we show up.
And
As
I-
we show up.
And I turn to Beyonce as we arrive and say, I don't understand why Jill's making such a fuss. I get punched in the face at least once a day.
Women, am I right?
Right. Well,
Yes.
Jesus.
Always bitching about getting punched in the
Punched
face.
by a dude.
I had it coming.
Yes, but
I really didn't. But whatever.
But this time, I don't think she really deserved it.
that's fair. That's fair.
She can be a real asshole, but I shouldn't punch her every time she is. Speaking of
Probably
which,
not.
And Jill
Probably not.
appreciates that. somewhere
Friendship.
where
speaking of which, it's that Beyonce looks Leaf directly in the eye, and I said, "I'm also sorry for attacking you.
It's fine.
I truly am. I hope you can forgive me."
Sure.
Seamus
Just-
notices that.
So it is Beyonce.
Seamus will remember
Beyonce
this.
realizes that they're not going to forgive him so quickly, so he's got to get his head in the game.
Leith will pull out his watch and tell Beyonce whatever time it is and how long he has to get back to his funeral thing.
It looks like it's probably starting now.
Now?
Got about
Shit.
5 minutes to get to wherever you need
Yep.
to be.
Shit. Beyonce
Watch your mouth. We're in a house of God.
Beyonce is like
Here.
wiping down his armor, like trying to like do his hair as he's like running
Leith will
towards
do
her.
like a quick prestidigitation to
What a
Yeah.
bro.
any carnival goop off his friend.
Carnival goop.
As
Probably wise.
Beyonce is doing his like full sprint to get to his place, Seamus is just kind of like jogging, but like really fast. It's
making it look easy.
Beyonce. We'll make it there in time. Don't worry. And he's just like
He's
checking
like-
his pulse. Yeah.
And Beyonce is like going probably even slower than Seamus at a half jog.
Tongue,
Yeah.
tongue, tongue, tongue.
Everyone knows he's coming.
Okay. Well, you know where this will take place. It's going to be in the main hall, like where they hold services. So Beyonce, as you are all approaching, you would hear the low murmur and some like music that is being played, and you would smell some like incense, and you would definitely know that it is already at least gathering, if not beginning to be underway.
And I
Yeah.
turn to Beyonce real quick as he's on his way up there, and I say, "Now, Beyonce, remember, if you have to speak in front of people and you get nervous, just picture the whole crowd naked."
I picture everyone naked.
All the time.
And Seamus closes his robe a little bit and says,
It's all right. I've already seen it, Seamus. We all have.
Also, just point of reference, after casting prestidigitation on Beyonce, Leith wouldn't have followed. He would have found his way back to his room.
Okay. So Leith is not going to the ceremony, correct?
Correct.
Great.
Cold.
Got some cold friends.
I'm there.
You punched me in the mouth and called me a liar and got really pissy.
And they all think I'm evil because I'm a werewolf. So
And
And
Seamus is
Callistus.
just old, so he just doesn't care about your little infighting. He's like, I'm about to see my grandson speak in front of people. I'm so excited.
It's his bat mitzvah.
Grandson.
He's
Yeah,
been so
Beyonce-
nervous, but I am
people
confident.
died, you guys.
Sorry.
Beyonce's like quickly grabbing out his journal and going to the page where he's basically written his like speech, and he's like studying it real quick, like trying to commit it to memory as much as he can, trying not to think of his friends who won't be there.
All right. So you will enter in to the ceremony, and you will see that those who would usually be leading such things are already up on stage, and everyone else is kind of gathered in the pews area. It's a sea of blue and purple robes, which are the ceremonial robes of those of the Church of Tyr. They have a white sash that they're wearing and one left-handed glove. So you
Do I
also
know if I'm supposed to have that?
You also have one of these outfits, but you do not have time to change into yours.
Chuck, don't make the joke you're about to make. Chuck, don't do it. I see you. I get you. Don't say come on. Please.
They all moonwalk onto stage.
It's very respectful.
It's the Church of Beyonce. I don't know what you are here.
As soon as you said the left-hand glove, Chuck was going.
Before he goes out,
Their right-hand glove is black. You would know, Ross, that that's to represent like being gone, like to have one hand.
Beyonce, before he like steps out to the area, he's gonna cast Eagle Splendor on himself.
Okay.
And he's just going to look even more majestic. His hair is going to have like this crazy lift that nobody can ever quite get. And
Hasn't been seen since the 80s.
And he's like glimmering with the even more than he usually does, and just more charming.
Okay.
But he like collects his breath, says a quick, "Please guide me to you," and then walks out like, obviously putting on the airs of like ceremony and like making sure that his cloak billows a little bit. His hand is on Justifier.
Okay. And as you step out, people would quiet and they would look in your direction. And then you would begin to hear some murmurs among people about your appearance here. It's certainly a big deal for you to be coming out to speak. And most people are aware of at least some of the circumstances that surrounded what happened. So you can feel all eyes on you as you are ascending up to the stage.
He's obviously like keeping it together, keeping his emotions in check, trying to not think of the horrors that he just went through, and what he just did and his guilt for it.
All right. Father Antorum is waiting up on the stage.
Beyonce comes up and like gives him a like low bow.
All right. He will bow back respectfully to you, and he will turn to address everyone. He'll say, "The Justicar is here to lead us. He is the one who will do our recitation, and he will lead us in the hymn of the remembrance of the just fallen. He will step aside and give you the stage."
Right. Beyonce will walk up to the stage, like in the center, and just put his hands out and say, "Thank you to every one of you who has gathered here. I look upon these faces, and my heart sinks with the two that are missing. I come before you today to honor the just fallen, Lucian Chiaris and Nicolette Finira. Two flames put out before we were ready. These two flames burned brightly in their strength of will, faith, and thirst for justice. They fought for what was right and perished in the service of the maimed God. Let us now take a moment of silence to honor their memory." And Beyonce will like keep his hands out, but like put his head down, close his eyes.
And you would see everyone follow suit. You can see Merwin out there. You also will get a glimpse of Tay, who seems to have come back for this as well. people who certainly know what transpired and had some part in seeing the worst of it, and they too bow their heads.
And Beyonce is like taking that moment, and he gets flashbacks of their mangled bodies, their twisted faces, just drenched in the sewer, and trying to keep a straight face, which I will roll to see if
Make
I
a
can.
will save.
Yeah. That's 17.
Your composure is something that you're able to keep together. It's not the first time that tragedy has befallen people in your ranks, even if this one is particularly purposeful. Something about the ceremony of it is comforting enough to you that it gives you some structure on which to rely, and then helps you hold yourself together as well. You can certainly feel the presence of Tyr in this room, surrounded by so many of his followers here at the heart of his service. And because of all that, it gives you that strength to push through.
He puts his hands together, in more of hands folded sort of thing, and says, "Our time on this world is fleeting, so we must hold on to each other and be grateful for those who stand on our side, despite our difference and our failures." And Beyonce is going to look in the crowd and notice specifically that Leith isn't there. And
Make a perception check.
that is
Seamus
a
saved a
20
whole
not
row of
natural.
seats, and he's the only one in the pew.
Oh,
That's so real.
20 not natural.
But looking very attentive, like
Someone you would notice behind the empty seats next to Seamus is that Leaf is here. Not Leith, but Leaf.
Leaf.
The Pokemon trainer.
that's bad.
well, now I
news.
feel like shit.
Yeah, and he takes a moment to think of how clearly Jill, Callista, and Merritt didn't want to be there. But he keeps going. They might not be there tomorrow. My friends, today we mourn, but tomorrow we learn. We learn from Lucian and Nicolette's strength. We learn from their bravery, and we reflect on the weight of our influence. And Beyonce takes a moment to think on his part in this, and his influence, and the consequences of our decisions. And Beyonce gives a stern look to Leaf. Leaf
does meet your gaze. He doesn't avert his. Make a sense motive.
a 19.
You can see the discomfort in him under the weight of your gaze, but also some contrition after the conversation that you had. You can read it there in the lines of his face, in the slight frown that he has, but he doesn't look away from you.
Beyonce actually kind of gets a little bit, a little side smile, and gives him a nod.
He'll nod back.
We, as followers of the maimed god, stand as a pillar of hope in an unjust world. We must stand vigilant each and every day to be worthy of his name. Lucian and Nicolette will live on in the halls of Tyr, and in all of our hearts. Though difficult, let us not look back in regret, but forward in wisdom and hope. And then Beyonce will draw a justifier and hold it in front of him, almost put his forehead to it. Tyr, please guide these brave souls to your halls, so they may stand beside you and those who came before us forevermore. And grant us guidance and wisdom to move forward in your name. And then he's going to cast light on Justifier and put it up in the air and say, "For Lucian!"
And the light shines out more than the spell should, you feel like. It seems to fill the very air at the top of the cathedral and spread across it. And you would hear a bit of a gasp that fills the room at that. The shock and amazement and the awe at what they feel is perhaps the real presence of their god.
And then he'll, and in quick procession, he'll say, "For Nicolette!" And then finally, "And for Tyr!" And then just kind of wait for a response.
And you will hear them as one repeat after you, "For Tyr!"
Or Tyr!
And then he'll...
It rings so loudly through the building that you can even vaguely hear that in your room. What are you doing in your room at the moment?
Probably playing with his pocket watch and continuing to just cast spells at random, mostly cantrips. Just he wants to feel some type of power in the moment after what they just went through.
Okay. Cutting back to Beyonce.
And then after the response, and he'll sheath Justifier and just say, "And for all of you, thank you for honoring Lucian and Nicolette on this most grave occasion. Tyr's blessings on all of you." And he bows to everyone.
And also with you. And then Seamus looks around. Do we do that one here, or is it different?
Beyonce,
Followed by the sevenfold amen.
Beyonce, I'm going to have you roll a diplomacy check. Don't forget you have your Eagle Splendor on to add to that. And I'm going to give you basically advantage on the roll because you did a really nice job role-playing the speech. So,
Inspiration.
yeah, pretty much. You can take the best
should
out of two.
Okay, cool. That is a 30.
There's just an emotional swell that goes through the crowd around you, Seamus. You can feel it. You're kind of caught up in it too. Just the amount of charisma that he is pouring forth, out of all of these words, pulls at your heartstrings. You feel the presence of his God. Yeah, I think you're gonna turn into
God here. Sorry. He's ready. Seamus is ready to convert right now.
Basically, a little bit. So yeah, you would feel that, and everybody can see Beyonce looking out over the crowd is affected by this. Some people move to tears. Some people move to
Tears
prayers.
of Tyr.
Tears of Tyr.
Tears for Tyr. Yeah.
That sounds like a
Projected
band.
party name.
You would see that Mayor Wynn is one of those who tears are streaming down her face, and Tay is kind of holding and comforting her in the audience. Ashglade, he's got a pretty stoic look on his face, but he's clearly swayed as well. And even Father Antorum beside you, head bowed, hands clasped in front of himself. You can feel him tuned into the message that you have sent, Beyonce. And he would look at you to see if you seem to be finished with your speech.
Beyonce will give him another bow.
And he will walk back to the altar, on which there is a massive scale that is there. And you will see that there is a box that is already placed on one side of the scales. And you, Beyonce, would know that it would contain the cremated remains of those who you are having the service for. And Father Antorum will gesture to you to a set of books with beautiful golden spines that are between two little figure of tear like bookends
Yep.
on the altar. And you would know that these are the books of law giving, which are seen as kind of like holy books in your religion. And you would know what your role is next is to place the books of law giving on the scale until it balances. Yes.
Yep, that's it. And he will with the solemnity that is due for this moment, he will do that reverently and to the best of his ability.
I mean, it's pretty easy. Just put the books
Yeah.
down until the balances.
mean,
Nice. But it's
Make an
more
ease
so
check
trying to
just
be
in
solemn.
case. No, just kidding.
it's more so
Just-
because
He just like messes it up, and the urn goes like flying out of the box.
Gets catapulted across the
and then he's
ceremony.
just like
That's a grip fail. Okay. Anyway,
Oh my god.
when that is finished, then he will turn and gesture to the audience, and you will see them pull out little hymnals from the pews to sing along with you for the hymn that you have been brought here to sing. So you're gonna start that up. So I'm gonna need you to make a perform sing check.
Oh, and
Your eagle-
Seamus finds a book.
Your eagle splendor does apply to this.
Oh yeah, Seamus, you get to sing along too. So
And tear was good.
Jesus Christ. Here he loves me.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
got a 13.
okay, I mean it's not like you've rehearsed it,
Right.
and nor have
They
you
didn't
had.
give me the sheet music ahead of time.
Nor have you
That's
had
what I
much cause to sing this. It's not one that's often performed.
I'm really excited for what's about to happen right now.
Seamus, please roll your singing check.
Okay.
Well, he has the voice of an angel. Listen to soft drugs, everybody.
Is that a performance check?
Yes, it is.
I don't even know if Seamus knows how to perform. So
Probably
I did get a 15 though, if that helps.
He's in tune.
It's beautiful.
You can carry a tune.
Does Seamus know how to read music? Okay. So it's probably more like you're following along with like everyone.
Yeah,
You have the
it's-
words in
Have to
front of
be behind
you.
everyone.
I'm excited for what's about to
Yes.
happen. So lead the song, Ross, and then I'll follow you.
It's a
Should I make Ross make up a song on the spot, and then if he does a good job, I'll give him inspiration?
100%.
oh no.
Or don't do it, Ross. You don't have
Or
to.
you could not and get no inspiration.
It's there's
Do it.
extra credit,
do,
bro.
Do it, Ross. I'm ready.
Okay.
I got my bowl of popcorn. I'm ready for this.
Oh, tear. The beacon of light. Grant us your justice. And your for
Right.
what is right.
Right and
You're yes-anding
And,
it.
and if we live to see tomorrow, let us live beyond our sorrow.
Wow.
Beyond our sorrow.
There's someone
There's a
behind,
harmony end.
behind him that's like beyond our sorrow. Father Antorum's just singing it like.
You hear Tay out there. She's like, "Behold the sun."
Forgot that Tay has just such a great singing voice.
Yeah,
She's a
well,
soprano.
I mean, she is Taylor Swiftfoot.
100%.
Her version.
She's re-recording all her hymns.
Oh.
Yes. Oh my God. That's lovely.
All right. Well, we
Inspiration.
found the Twitch clip for the night, and you get your inspiration.
Yay!
I feel inspired, and I wasn't even there.
I was gonna say, me too. I want to go work out.
All right. Well, that was lovely. So that will finish up the ceremony. And
Beyonce would like go to especially Merwin and Tay
yep.
and like make sure he spends time and comforts Merwin.
Yep.
And then it's just kind of like drinking and like like enjoying being around the faithful and people who understand him.
There's a little bit of like people asking you for a blessing, that kind of thing going on because you're the Justigar and you're related to Tyr. So the celebrity status today seems up here after your little performance. So some of it's that, but some of it is these more genuine connections that you have with people who actually know you. So that balances it out a little bit.
Which, Beyonce would definitely like to give people blessings and stuff like that. He'll go along with everything, just going with the whole ceremony of the thing.
Okay. And Seamus, you are in the audience, like right in front of where Leaf is.
Yeah.
And he would actually lean forward as Beyonce's like milling about and say something to you. And he would say, I noticed some of your friends aren't here.
Yes, that's true. We do have some absent members.
Something happened?
And he kind of like looks around. No one to help him out of this situation.
Punched a girl in the face.
No. Well, some of us had a rather bad run-in with a street meat vendor and led to some indigestion. You know,
Take a bluff
you know
check.
how it goes.
Bluff check. I hope you fail, you bastard. I'll not have this.
10?
10? Well, he's not going to argue with you, but you're not sure that he buys that particularly. And he would say, I have a question. I'm not sure it would go over well if I asked Beyonce. Maybe you can answer it for me.
Oh.
Sure. Lay it on me, my man.
Let me speak for the group.
Is Seamus high?
Is
Usually.
Seamus high? I feel like we should just roll.
It's like, you
feel
know
like
what?
there's like a-
Scribbles, undisputed leader
this
of the
is
party.
this is what percentage dice are for. What percent of the time would you say?
You have to roll a d4 and a
This is
d20 for
high.
no reason.
No, I'll
A
just roll
D4
to
and a
see
D20.
like what percent high is he? Roll a D100.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, 1 second.
Okay.
My Roomba is talking to me at the moment.
I was going to say, I heard another robotic.
Sorry.
That was okay.
That one was me.
No room
Animal
is
companion.
talked.
This seems low, but 38% of the time. 38% of the time is the number.
Okay. Well, let's say you're 38% high right now.
You got a nice buzz.
Okay. So what he actually says is, how does he abide traveling with a tiefling?
Oh.
And Seamus gets kind of like a scowl as he looks at him.
Oh. I honestly don't even know where to begin. Not with him, but with you. And
me.
Yes, your ways. I simply do not understand your lack of intuition, understanding, or just being damn intelligent.
Excuse me. I don't know what you mean. I think it's a fair question.
I mean,
He's an ASMR. There are
he travels
opposites
with
in all ways.
He travels with a strong fighter who's dependable. We trust, and that's the end of story.
That seems to shut him up at least. And he looks a little sour, but he seems to be trying to consider that at least. And he said similar things.
Yes, I would imagine that you could do a lot by expanding your mind and understanding that those who do not look or speak or act like you often have value.
It is not simply her looks, it is an innate part of her, is it not?
I believe it is an innate part of you that you should seek to modify.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Damn.
And he'll just stand up.
Damn, suck it. Whoa.
ah, damn.
Very well.
Tear down.
And he will turn and try to walk off with some dignity.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yep. And you would kind of notice that out of the corner of your eye, Beyonce, that they were having some kind of exchange, and the look that was on Leaf's face, and then the fact that he walks out. So you would notice that much.
I'm gonna go turn my robot vacuum off so we can continue with the show.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you for that commentary on racial justice.
Yeah, I was going to say,
something else
let
now.
me just take a break to handle racial injustice and come right back.
Yeah.
Right. All
There
right.
he is. Attaboy. Good job. Good job. Is that Barty? Barty need to be fed?
Parties are ruined now? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Barty's a parrot, so
That's what we turned him into after a parrot.
That's what was making that sound. It was a parrot.
It's a bit more useful at this point, actually.
After a while and after things kind of like wind down, Beyonce's gonna find Galen, who I'm assuming was there.
Galen was there.
Yeah.
Didn't want to sit up front for whatever reason. They were kind of in the back of the whole thing, but they were there. And as you approach, they would give you a knowing little smirk and say, "Amazing as always."
Thank you, my Zephyr.
Ooh.
And very stirring. You did well by them.
They deserved as much. I need to unwind. Can we get out of here?
Of course. And there's
Yeah.
a very
Beyonce-
perceptive look in their eyes that you would realize they know something's off. You're not feeling your best right now.
He'll also beckon for Seamus to come.
Oh.
It's not that kind of game. Not that kind
I'm
of game.
gonna beckon for Seamus to come later.
It's like, well,
Right.
it's not a no, but not a hard no.
Where's that new Sirenscape sound set that they made for us?
Yes, the romance sound set.
Am I making a perception
download today.
check, or-
Sense motive check.
maybe I should see if I notice his beckoning and then sense motives.
Perception.
Yep.
Oh,
The hand gesture, like the full hand wave over, or is it like the seductive finger stroke?
it's an 18, so I probably see it.
Yeah, you noticed them, yeah.
It's a Beyonce's on the
Get
verge
over
of-
here.
Beyonce's on the verge of crying.
I
Please
go.
come help.
I go.
Okay.
Party is going to, apparently.
And there's a little like side area that you guys can sneak off to so that you won't be in front of everybody. And close the door in here. And Galen just kind of looks at you concerned.
I'm a fool. I I don't know why they keep pushing me.
Who's
And
they?
I think it's obvious. The ones obviously not present.
I noticed.
I acted in rage, and they probably didn't forgive me. It wasn't becoming of the Justigar. But they denigrate me at every chance they have. Why?
Galen looks at you, Seamus.
Enlighten us,
Speak for
old
everyone
man.
else, Seamus.
Why? Speak for the group.
Not him. Beyond's points, not him. That's why he's invited.
I just thought maybe you would have some insight.
Well, my take on it is mostly that sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself, Beyonce, and you don't think about other people when you do.
Tell me why so I can learn. They didn't trust me with the truth. And then they dragged Tyr's name through the mud because they seem to confuse my actions with his.
Beyonce's always thinking of other people.
Can we get some monk music in here for this?
Yes, I'll get you some monk.
I don't know how many times I don't know how many times that I have to prove myself. How many times I have to save them for them to stop dragging Tyr through the mud.
Beyonce, sometimes the best measure is to wait. Listen, observe, and help. You do not need to rush in with your opinions or your ideology to be in service of your ideology. You must only act in the way of what you believe and hope others will see your example and come to join you.
Beyonce's definitely taken aback by that and takes a minute to think about it.
Galen folds their arms at your word, Seamus. A little defensive, perhaps, on Beyonce's behalf here, and says, "It is not our way to stand by in the face of injustice, either of us, and I do not serve Tyr."
Yes. No, I understand. All I am saying is it is important to understand that your actions, whether good intentioned or not, would always have consequences.
Did you just listen to my speech? That's exactly what I said.
Then we are in agreement.
Yes. Seamus, I thank you for your words of wisdom. I will meditate on them. But the truth is,
Party.
Is that the robot again?
I'm
No, it's
sorry,
Barty.
I don't know why he's talking to me right now.
It's okay. It's fine. Kill it.
Keep going. It's dramatic scene. Do the dramatic scene first.
What you speak is generally true. But I guess I expect more from friends.
Yes, I see that. And I believe you'll get it from them. They are your companions for a reason. And wherever this journey may lead us, I'm sure you will see them to the way. But be patient, because it might not always happen right away.
Thank you, Seamus. And Beyonce will look at Galen and be like, let's get out of here.
Seamus, can you make a diplomacy check to see how much you sway Galen's mind on this?
Sure. I don't even know how much I sway my own.
That was fucking
Jesus.
beautiful. Like,
Oh.
Oh no!
Gallon is not on board.
Gallon here's please start Roomba.
Yeah, you don't know what it is. Like, your words get through to Beyonce, but like for whatever reason, they just seem to be rubbing Gallon the wrong way.
But that makes sense. Beyonce knows Seamus and Gallon doesn't. Like,
Yeah, he probably thinks who's this fucking old guy.
Who's this douchebag?
Why are you
Hey,
listening
how about
to
you go
this
smoke
old
a little?
man?
He's
How about you go
just
smoke a little
speaking
more
in
weed,
platitudes. Yeah, come on.
This is just what any stoner would tell you.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Dance
babe, wake
around
up.
Performing off of the
something.
fortune cookies in his pocket.
Yeah.
But Gallon will turn to you, Beyonce, and say, yes, I think we should retire for now. You leave in the morning?
I don't know if that's the plan. Maybe, are we like walking? Are we
Yeah.
leaving?
Yep.
Okay. I wanted you to meet them. I wanted to sit down and have them get to know you, but they made their message loud and clear tonight.
This is fair enough. It's their decision.
And it's hard to digest. Half of me wants to stay here and help you and leave them to do whatever the fuck they want.
Part of me wants to urge you to do that. But
Should
your
I?
Your mission is more important. Even if you come out of this and they mean nothing to you, you know that.
You're right. My mission is clear. I wouldn't say that they mean nothing to me, but it's clear that I don't mean much to them.
They don't have to be your friends. It is their loss.
Beyonce is definitely crying.
Oh.
Oh,
And he's just kind of quiet and thinking until we get to the room.
I hope they can change their minds. But if not, I will gladly take all your time to myself.
And Beyonce will kind of through the tears, kind of get a grin and be like, you always know how to cheer me up.
I want to hear everything that I missed. And you guys will vanish into the room. All right. Meanwhile, coming back up the portal into the yawning portal inn, did you guys leave the animals inside the inn or were they outside the inn?
They stayed with Jill's stepsister.
Tamsel.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Tamsel took Katya.
Yep. Okay.
Laren too, right? Or no?
Laren's flying around.
Laren and Barty
free
are
bird.
probably nesting up on the roof, waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
Doing their bird thing. But yeah, it's a little hard for a panther to just chill
Nest?
Yeah.
in the street.
Can't really be left to just to her own devices.
She's having a grand old time with Tamsel.
Oh, I'm sure. I guess we can see how they're getting along. Hold on. Tamsel's not really spending a lot of time trying to entertain Katya.
Also a bored panther. Great.
Yes.
Oh god, it's gonna be like the
Just
gonna be like
wandering
Babu
around the bar,
ocelot.
tormenting people.
It's probably more like you guys come up, you're brought up, and it's Tamsel who brings you up in the first place. But the moment you come up, you hear a loud crash coming from back in the direction of the kitchen, and her eyes get wide, and she looks that way, and she says, "You've got to be kidding me!" And she like ties the thing off so you guys are there, and she just books it that way. And you would hear a loud like yowling.
I mean, what do cats do when they get bored? They knock shit over.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the yawning portal, is it an inn or is it just a bar?
There's also rooms here.
I mean, Jill would probably spend the night here. She would
Yeah.
probably get very, very drunk. Like, so as soon as, like, it's evening, right? Yeah, that's when
Yes.
it's like, okay. So she would go back to the bar. Jill would just go back to the bar and order some drinks.
Callista will join her unless it seems like she wants to be alone with Merrick or...
No.
Are you not going to go take care of the Katya situation?
I
You're just
mean,
gonna let
I'm
it
not-
Oh,
go?
no,
my
I should
cat.
probably go take care of the Katya situation. Good call.
Jill is very unconcerned.
I
It's not
kind
my
of like
animal.
that you're not going to do anything, but yes, you can go.
I like the thought that we just pinch the bridges of our nose and be like, it'll be fine.
It's like,
The Joe Exotic
I
method,
will
the
first
big
go
cat
have part of a
ownership.
drink. And then I will go back to see what destruction my cat has wrought.
okay, so as you go in there, you would see that Tamsel's got like Katya's on the big like table back here where they like chop stuff and like prepare food, and is like licking where there was some like leftover meat that had maybe been there and they hadn't cleaned it all up, and so trying to get some like little scraps, and like Tamsel's trying to coerce the cat to get down without like being aggressive towards it in the moment, but Katya's not having any of that, just like ignoring her.
Katya, we do not stand on tables. Get down.
Her head comes up.
Get your big butt down. She
will
sees that she got
listen to
caught
you.
and she suddenly looks shamed and jumps down.
Okay. And so just like slink towards you,
Aw.
the head down a little bit.
You know better.
Cute.
What do you say? She'll walk up to Tamsel and just kind of like look contrite.
Amazing.
I just realized I put the cat between myself and the microphone.
That's okay.
You can
said-
still hear you. All right. And
She looks
Tamsel-
contrite, but behind her eyes, she's still got the meat, so she's not.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
She got what she wanted. Cats
Tamsel's
are
arms fold a
remorseless.
little defensively, like as this big cat is standing there, and she just shakes her head, but she smirks just the tiniest little bit, and she says, "An impressive animal."
Yes. See, you behave like this, Katya, and next time I will have to like tie you to a post or something.
Some damage was done to the room that she broke out of.
How much?
About 10 gold should cover it.
I will hand over 10 gold.
Okay, she'll take it.
It is coming out of your next, like, food allowance, Katya.
It looks like you lost some people.
They found their own way back.
Oh,
One had somewhere he needed to be.
all right. Well, you're always welcome to come back and try again.
Big perhaps.
How far
I
did you
imagine someday we will.
get? What level?
How far? How
You
far
guys,
did we-
like, you barely got in at all. Like, you were, like,
Well,
down one hallway.
We went to purgatory,
You have some sort
okay?
of a magical portal problem down there, and I think we left this plane of existence for a while.
Sense motive. She looks like she's not sure if you're like fucking with her or not. It's possible.
I do not advise checking it out for yourself. It was no.
I'll stay away from any portals I see.
Good plan. Don't touch them. You get sucked in.
You get sucked right in.
Well, I hope that won't keep you from enjoying a few drinks. Sounds like you might need some.
Oh yes.
Good.
Come, Katya.
Okay. And Katya will head out after you.
And now she's been properly chastised, so she'll just lay with her head on her paws by our feet.
All right. Merrick's just sitting by Jill, getting a drink himself, and kind of eyeing up the place. His eyes keep going back to that symbol that's on the weapon, like behind.
Mine
and then,
too.
And then to you. And he just reaches over and puts one big old hand on top of yours.
Aw. And I do want to call like the bartender over. Is it the same guy? Is he?
No,
like-
it's a different guy now, so there must
Oh.
be like shifts or something.
Damn it. Okay.
This guy's scrawny, so you can't trust him.
Not not a bartender that's scrawny. Of course not. Okay. I just kind of like, I pull my dagger, kind of like, I display it to him, and I'm like, I think we can take care of the drinks for me, him, and the tiefling, yeah?
Of course.
Mhm.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Take care of it. What's your poison?
Anything dark and strong, like I like my men. And I like.
Merrick looks a little puffed up at that. But yeah, so they will bring you some glasses, and by the time Callista sits down, one will be set right in front of her too.
And when the guy comes back with our drinks, I say, so like, I have to know, his wife, Mia, does she know that there are like other women? Does she know that there are other children than Tamsil? Does she know any of that?
Well, she knows.
Sure, they don't
him.
discuss it at dinner, but
I think she probably suspects.
does the girl know?
Maybe less so.
Mm.
He's changed. He's different than he was then. She changed him. Well, I know he never thought he'd settle her down again.
Yeah, I'm sure not. Why buy the cow when you can have the milk for free, right?
No, it was his first wife.
First wife.
She was killed. He swore he'd never remarry.
Who was his first wife?
I don't know her name, actually. He doesn't like to speak about it much. All I know is she was killed by hobgoblins, I think.
That's very sad. Where was she from?
Again, I don't know the details. It was a long time ago. He's led a long life.
Well, thank you. Sorry to bring you down. Thanks for the drinks.
No problem. As a band picks up a jaunty tune.
Bart
Sirenscape.
cannot read the room.
Sirenscape, read the room. I'm just gonna
Jesus, Sirenscape.
people doing wheels and dances out on the
Friend of the show,
perfect.
Sirenscape.
Merrick,
For all of your musical D&D needs.
Eric actually looks out at all the people like happily dancing as you like finish that little sullen conversation, and he grabs your arm and he says, "Come on."
And I go with him. I go with him.
Okay, and he lets you take your drink with you.
I do 100%. 100%.
But he will dance with you out here, so you can roll a
Dance.
dance check to perform.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay. That's a 15.
You got a 17, so you guys are
Aw.
tearing it up out here.
That's
And
cute.
it's a really lighthearted, like everybody's dancing around each other, like in lines and cutting through each other, sort of thing. A little raucous, but it does something to lift your spirits. That's for sure.
For sure. That's awesome. Cool. I'm dancing. I'm drinking. I'm trying.
Katya just like watching all the people move around, like with the predator eyes.
Oh God. Oh God.
Her
Someone's
butt
about to
quivers
get
a
their
little bit, her
jugular
tail
ripped out.
wiggles. And I just, every time I get to the bottom of my glass, I hold up my hand for another one.
Okay.
And I'm drinking them pretty fast.
Make a fortitude save, please, Callista.
Ooh. It's a 15.
Okay. Like a few glasses aren't gonna do anything to you. You've got a pretty high constitution from being a tiefling, but as it gets later into the night and you start to lose count of how many times the mug has slammed against the table empty, signaling for another one, it's definitely taking its toll.
In the
There are
film
two Jills
version of
dancing with two Merricks at this point.
In the film version of the Jill's getting very drunk too.
Yeah,
In the
it's
film
just
version
that
of this, you hear thunk with the mug, and then you hear thunk from Beyonce and Gallon doing what they're doing. And then you hear thunk another mug, and then thunk
And
again.
thunk
and,
from the
it's
dancing.
going back and forth. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I am kind of, as I'm drinking, looking wistfully at Jill and Merrick.
Okay. Aww. Womp womp. All right. So, is anyone else having anything from that night that they would like to settle or play? Otherwise, it's going to be a night like that. Lethal alone. And then anything else?
He's
Seamus-
perfectly content in his room for the evening.
Seamus
Seamus?
just wants to
Seamus.
make sure he grabs a few of those late night tacos from.
Oh yeah. Now you know where that late night taco stand is, so you can go get as many as you want.
Yep, and he grabs one for Katya just in case.
Aw.
Jill would probably. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask if Jill, Merrick, Callista, if they're staying at the inn, if they're going back.
I'm
Okay,
staying.
Merrick, Merrick kind of wants to get a room at the inn.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. That happens. And I would say after that happens, Merrick would kind of they're both sort of falling asleep, but he would wake up and he would notice Jill writing something on a piece of
Okay.
paper, kind of in the dark. She has one candle lit. It's very, very late at this point, and she's writing something.
Okay. He actually doesn't interrupt you, but it would be the next morning that he would wake up. And I assume you go back to bed.
By then,
after?
I would be back in bed with him. Yeah.
Okay. And I would say you were up late.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of look over my shoulder. I wink. I'm like, so were you?
No, I meant after me.
Mm. Yeah.
Are you leaving
would-
her a note or him?
I'm leaving him a note. I'm going to give it to her, but to give to him.
Do you let me read it?
Yeah, of course. And I give it to Merrick. And Carrie has not decided yet what the note says exactly.
Oh, see, is Merrick reading it, but we don't have a voiceover, so we don't know what it's mysterious. I can offer Carrie inspiration to come up with the.
I came up with a hymn. Let's do it.
Ross has had a rhyme scheme and everything.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it did. Yeah, it did.
It's up to you. You don't have to take it though.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Um,
Then you can
okay.
compose. If you'd like, we can take our break here and we can hear
Sure.
and get back.
That would help. That would help.
That's actually that I wanted to take our break anyway. So we will
Okay.
take our 10-minute break here. So we will be back at 8:38. Carrie
Ken.
can get crafting and we will see you guys in 10 minutes.
Can do. Let's go.
All right, we'll see you in a few.
All right. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Just finished. Holy cow. I was writing so fast.
There's
I had
smoke
not
coming
written
off Carrie's pencil.
much. In my hand hurts so much.
Okay.
There's this thing called typing.
We'll start
That's
there.
done.
I was starting the morning music, but I'm going to turn it off because we're still in the middle of the. I guess it's the morning, but there's no birds right here. I got Valerian and maybe there are birds. Anyway,
Some birds would be
anyway.
nice.
Never know.
All right, I'll put the bird sounds back on.
Goddamn. Shut up.
I only hear a cat.
Can you guys hear my cat?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Whoa.
Tis the evening of background sounds.
They are both, what is it, spayed females? Anyway,
Yeah.
they are, does not sound like it right now.
The bird sounds are Sirenscape. The cat sounds, those are original.
Those are real.
Those are,
Those are real.
Pet sounds brought to you
These
by
are not the
Dice
kind of
Tales.
bird sounds
Oh,
a parrot and a
hi,
hawk
bud.
would make. So I'm gonna
yeah, right. Hi, friend.
Stop. Leave me alone.
We're having some technical difficulties.
I love you so much.
Ladies,
that what you
ladies
got?
and gentlemen, guest of the
Technical
show,
difficulties.
often friend of the show, Carrie's cat, everybody.
Yeah.
Right, that
Is
is
that
Gail,
Oprah?
Gail
Is
and
that
Oprah, the
Okay.
cats.
Yeah.
Gail. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So what you would hear as a voiceover over Merritt reading the
Yes.
letter. You hear, Durnan, my name is Jill. I doubt you know who I am. To my knowledge, you never visited me and my mother after the night in question. But I have your dagger with a symbol like that one above your bar, so I'm your daughter. Little doubt there. My mother was Vevra Farhart. You'd have met her at the Laughing Elk Tavern, which she owned. It was in the South Crypt Garden Forest. We lived there till I was 12, and I did the maths. That was just about when Tamsel would have been 2. Mother was killed that year in the fall. Bandits. Killed her, would have killed me too, but I fell in with a guest that night. Keetak was his name. I learned bounty hunting from him. That's what I did for a long time. I'm strong now. I think you'd be proud. Anyway, my name is Jalaris. My mom gave me an elven name, so maybe you'd like me. I'll be sending a little red-tailed hawk back as often as I can. If you want to know me, send me a message with him. His name is Laren. Hopefully, Jill. That's it.
Oh.
So sweet.
Merrick doesn't say much. He just puts an arm around you and folds the
Mhm.
letter.
And I hug him and I just kind of hold him.
Yeah, he just told you for a bit. All right. So we're gonna cut to Callista, who Callista, you would wake up with some drool. You're kind of in a puddle of your own drool on something cold, and you'd realize you fell asleep on the bar. And perhaps it has something to do with the fact that there's still a panther like curled around the bottom of your chair, but no one seems to want to move you last night.
There.
Could be that. But yeah, there's definitely like somebody wiping the counter down sort of around you.
They're trying to like get the drool spot.
Not moving you.
Gently lift your head, wipe underneath, lay you back down.
Hold back by the horns.
I was gonna say.
I lift my head up and just kind of squint at the person.
Okay, and it's a different person this morning. This one's actually like a woman, and she's just cleaning, and she stops and she says, "Quiet night, huh?"
I love her.
Apparently, I start to look around and then, too fast.
Too much.
And she says, "You knocked over the last one. I think your kitty was trying to lick it up. I don't know if it should be having anything like that."
She's had worse. I'm sure she'll be fine.
All right. Well,
I start ruffling around in my pack and I pull out the hat of disguise and I pull it down on my head, and my appearance doesn't change, but the hat becomes a very large brimmed shape thing.
it helps immediately, like the light
Yeah.
level. And
Amazing.
you would hear like her put a glass down next to you, and it's just a bunch of water.
Oh, hydrate, baby.
Yep.
It's
I start guzzling.
And she says, "Probably smart." Your friends, I think they're upstairs.
I'm sure they will be down. I have no wish to interrupt whatever is happening up there.
Right. Well, it was probably a bit loud. I had some complaints.
It's been a while.
This is my surprise face.
Oh my god.
I can mix up a bit of something that might help you for a few extra coin.
Happily, I dig in my purse and I pull out 3 gold and I lay 'em on.
Homemade hangover cure. Just don't ask what it's in it. And she turns around.
Done.
Okay. And she'll go in the kitchen and you hear some clanging around. And she comes out with this glass that like kind of looks like a mixture of orange with some little green floaty things in it. And I'm not sure what you're looking at.
What
Just
does it
set it
smell
down.
like?
Make a wisdom check.
Ooh. That's a 9.
You don't know, the smell is overpowering, however. So that's, you try to take a whiff to distinguish, and it's just like immediately makes you feel very awake.
Wow.
Oh,
It's like
I
smelling
think it
salt.
is working already. Is she gonna stand there and watch me drink it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I was gonna let the cat sniff it, but
Oh, don't look a gift hangover cure in the mouth.
I think I need one of these in real life.
I try to like plug my nose with my tongue, kind of like, you know how you can kind of like close your nose holes a little bit so that I can smell it as I'm with my tongue is not the right word, but like you can, yeah, anyway.
I know
I'm
what you
trying
mean.
I don't.
trying to
I'm
plug
trying
my
to
nose
figure this
without
mental
like
picture out.
doing this. So I force myself
All
to plug my
right.
nose.
just gotta
It's
read
not
the
so much a fortitude save as it is a will save to get it down. So make a will save.
Thank you. You didn't do well. Oh, that is a 24.
Okay. I mean, you drank some horrible swill in your life, so you can get it down. Make a wisdom check to kind of pick out some flavors, I guess.
Oh god. Oh god.
That's cocked. Wisdom.
Yep.
16.
It seems like an ungodly mix. There might be some teas in there, some little vegetable bits. There's definitely something tomato in here, but there's also like fruits, like pears and grape. And it's just
It's
all
just
sort
like
of
whatever was laying on the counter back there.
Sort of-
She just like swiped it off the counter.
You're right.
Smash it up.
Notes of hollandaise.
There's a raw egg in it. Like,
But yeah, it does help pull you back together somehow.
Whoa, that's good stuff.
That's what I thought. Now get out of my bar.
Right. Right.
Takes
I
the
kind of look
bar.
around like, where the heck am I supposed to go? Right. I move to a table to
Yeah,
wait for American Jim.
There's like a side room where they serve breakfast and things.
Okay, I
but
go
this
into the
is-
breakfast room.
Yeah, it's like this right now. They're
That's
clearly
awful.
trying to clean up.
oh, gotcha. Get out of the bar area. Go to the
I
restaurant.
will take the
Yes.
bar rag and wipe up my drool spot
Okay,
before
right.
I,
All
so
right.
she doesn't have to.
That makes her look pleased. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the temple
Mhm.
in the morning, are you all coming down for breakfast?
Heathwood.
Yeah. Yep.
Beyonce?
No.
Okay. So
Beyonce
Seamus and go ahead.
Beyonce is actually going to like wake up next to Gallon and just say, as you know, I'm really going to miss you. We've had
No.
a couple glorious days where we've been together again.
But there's not enough.
What did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
It's not enough.
No, it never will be.
We don't know that. Maybe our past will allow us to stay together after this.
Through Tyr's power, I can at least send you messages from time to time, hear your voice.
You're right that that is not enough.
No, it's not enough.
We
But
will both have long lives. There are times where we can step away for a time, be selfish.
yes, but we need those times. There's a difference between selfish and necessity for our well-being.
Yes. All right.
But for now,
How about once I have finished my business and once you have finished your quest, we make that time.
you have no idea how excited I am for that.
It is a deal. And they'll give you a
But-
long kiss.
Oh yeah, like straight up make out, like
It's rolling around in the sheets.
yeah, like throes of passion make out, but for now, I haven't done this for you yet, and Beyonce's going to do a bountiful banquet, and
Oh.
Oh, okay.
We all
I
thought that was
going a
going
different
somewhere,
way.
yeah.
Breakfast
Many
in bed.
eyebrows were raised.
yeah.
I've never done this before.
But
Fair
Beyonce's gonna make like the whole banquet for like exactly what he knows Galen likes.
For a second, Galen thought you were going to do the wing thing and was a little bit excited.
He knows now that they know it's just cheeseburgers. They're like,
No, they're very, very excited because they have a very hearty appetite. So Galen,
Oh no,
Galen
it's
sits
like-
up,
it's like
eyes wide.
it's like enough food for like 26 people, but it's
Whoa.
like like
Ah,
and then after that, like he's going to try and figure out what time it is, doesn't care, but and he'll do angelic aspect and
Yeah.
fulfill their dreams.
Yeah, it's true. They like that.
hot as hell. Hot as hell.
Sex on the ceiling.
You guys can write
yeah.
your
Like it's
weird wing porn fanfics at home.
Yeah,
Please
we'll,
do.
we'll leave that to you.
That's a popular AO3 trope, right?
Cool.
All right. So Leith and Seamus, you guys will meet up in the room. You'll notice that Beyonce's not there, and that no one else seems to have come back yet.
Is there a waiter?
No, not quite. It's more like you go through and get your food.
Cafeteria
like a-
style.
Cafeteria style, yes.
Like a buffet?
Oh, I see. It's more of a buffet. I was hoping that we could get bagels and lox today, but
And what do I see? What do I see? What's for
The
breakfast?
same gruel as always. No, just kidding. But there probably is some sort of like oatmeal-y kind of thing, but also fruits. They'll have some meats available.
I guess I'll just go with this mush. Yeah, smells like a decent mush today, and
Kind of slaps him on his plate. Ooh,
It's got some cinnamon in it.
Yum. And raisins.
bit of nuts.
Yeah, raisins. Yeah.
Are those toasted coconuts? I'm gonna go for those. So,
Awesome.
can I real quick sneak by you and grab that there syrup real quick? Sorry, Seamus is from the Midwest.
Oh.
Oh.
no,
And,
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my breakfast bit.
All right. The two of you sit down, and you would notice, because it causes quite a stir. A lot of people are kind of like looking at something happening by the doors, and then you would notice that there's like a parrot, a brightly colored parrot that like flies in. And everyone's kind of laughing and pointing at it. It's doing a couple of circles, and then it comes over and it just lands on your shoulder, Seamus. It's party.
Says, please recharge Roomba.
Please charge Roomba.
Recharge.
Hey there, Barney. Have you been having a look around the castle? It's quite nice, right?
Fluffs his wings a little bit.
And I kind of like give him a little finger on the beak and just kind of pat him a little bit.
Yes, we're hoping to leave soon, but I hope you're enjoying the place while we're here.
Okay, so you don't know where he was or what he was doing, but he seems to
Enjoying
He's
the
learning
place.
how to fly, probably.
have returned.
It's a horse that turned into a parrot. He had a lot of stuff to figure out.
Barney is not a complex creature. I just
Yes,
I
he
just
is.
want him to have a good time while he's around. You know?
It's true. It's true. All right. So Jill and Merrick are eventually going to come down and find Callista in the breakfast area, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
So
Giant plate of
Merrick
eggs.
would look at you all as you guys are eating and say, "So what's the plan?" And he stabs some sausage.
Yum.
Well,
Well, finish breakfast and then I kind of look at Callista before I say, meet up with the others.
I assume you mean long range. I think we are headed to Jundeth.
Eventually.
Actually, I meant more what she was saying, and he points at Jill.
Oh. I suppose, yes, we need to head back to the halls of Tyr.
I don't
Meet
think
up
they're
with the
going to come
others.
looking for us.
I do not think they are going to come looking for us.
Mm-mm.
So, Erebar, is that where we're going?
I believe so, yes.
All
There are
right.
things I will need to prepare you all for along the way.
Sounds like a fun team building meeting.
Just some things you should not walk blindly into.
After kind of like that conversation, as we continue to as we sort of are wrapping up breakfast,
Yo.
Jill would sort of pat Merrick and just be like, and look at him and look at Callista and be like, I'll be right back, and like go try to hunt down Mia.
Okay.
I kind of look at Merrick like, well, does he look like he knows what's happening?
Yeah.
Then I won't ask questions.
He doesn't even look. He's just like sipping some coffee here.
For all you know, Jill's gonna just go pee.
I'll kind
Yeah.
of side eye him, but I won't ask questions then.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Perception.
Wait, me or Jill?
This is Jill.
28.
You're doing the looky-loo-ness. Well, you notice that there's kind of like a wing that is like the tavern wing, but there's another staircase that seems to lead up into what might be more like a private residence area. So that's kind of where you assume.
Yeah, I just go up there and sort of see if I can. Are there like multiple doors?
Yes.
Shit. Is there like a keep out on one of them? Like, is there any indication that one is like a 16-year-old girl and the other is like not?
Children's room, keep out.
Is there like heavy metal playing in one of them? And
One of
like,
them has an I Heart Girl.
Yes, dude. You can hear Kurlag, like you can hear slug music playing and like
Magical Kurlag.
Best.
amazing, dude. I take my best guess at which one is Mia's room.
Okay. Make a wisdom check, I guess.
Oh God, I don't even know what I would be looking for. 9.
You have no idea. They're just doors.
50-50 shot.
50-50 shot.
Okay. So I'm gonna knock on one of them, and I guess you decide if it's a success
Okay.
or do I?
So you knock on the door, and the door actually like creaks open a little bit, like it wasn't all the way closed. So it creaks open, and the light falls in. The the curtains are closed in the room, so it's pretty dark. But some light falls from the hallway when you do that onto the face of the young girl, a teenager, who is in bed, and you notice that she actually has a little tiny dragon, like a size of a cat.
Oh,
And
buddy.
it's curled up around her, like in its sleep, and it huffs out, and like a little puff of tiny smoke comes out.
Oh, oh my
She couldn't
god.
handle my panther?
Listen, your panther's freaking huge. This thing's like a gecko.
But she recoils a bit at the light, which falls right on her face. Yeah, just like, ugh.
Yeah, sorry,
What
kid.
what is it?
I was actually looking for your mum's room. I'm sorry. Is that the one right next
My
door?
mom's out.
She's out. Where?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's still in the market.
Shite.
What
Well,
is it? I'll tell her.
It's actually something I need to give to your mum. And it's important.
I'll give it to her. You can give it to me.
It's really important that you don't open it and that you tell your mom. And as soon as Jill says that you don't open it, she knows exactly what she would fucking do if she were 16. And I'm like, I just kind of shake my head and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna find your mom in the market quick today. And I'll give it to her.
Don't bother her. I'll take it. It's fine.
Bullshit. And I look right at her. And I'm
And the
like,
little dragon like wakes up and it's like perks his little head up and he looks at you. He's got this like little beard coming down, and she just like reaches up and pets him, and she's like, "It's okay, Archie."
Archie. I just kind of cross my arms and I smile and I kind of look at her, and for a minute, like you would almost see like a warmth on Jill's face that has been very, very absent in the last months and maybe even in the last years. And she just says like, I'm going to give it to your mom. I know exactly what I would have fucking done if I was 16 years old.
And she sits up at that and lets the dragon just kind of like pool on the pillow like liquid. It just curls up in on itself. And she pushes up to a sitting position and she says, "Well, what's it about?"
It's for your mom to give to your dad when he comes back.
Why don't you just, I thought you were going to go find him.
Well, we tried, but we couldn't. He wasn't down there. Oh, well, he was probably at the deeper levels. You know your dad.
We didn't get past the first door.
Shut up.
It
was really a hard day.
You're not there.
You're not there, you're getting drunk.
You're not there, you're getting drunk.
Or got drunk. And I just sort of am like, it's just for your mom to give to your dad. And
And she's peering at you like she feels like there's more to it than that. But she has no idea what, obviously. So she'd say, "Have I met you before?"
And I look at her and I'm just like, I don't think so. Why do you ask?
I mean, I know I met you yesterday. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
You look familiar.
And I just like smile again and I'm like, take care of yourself, kid. I'll be back.
Hey. And
I
she
just
lays back down.
I go to leave. And I gotta fucking make a stop at the market. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I want to get on the road. I really do.
I just
But
don't
I-
trust teenagers.
Or
Teenagers scare the
waitstaff,
living shit out of
apparently.
me.
Yeah, you could leave it with the wait staff.
I 100% don't trust the wait staff.
I mean, you
How far away
basically
is the
already
market?
told them
How
all.
far away is the market? How far away is the market?
Pretty far. Waterdeep's pretty big.
God damn it. Well, then I'm going to leave it with the wait staff. So I go over to the lady at the bar and is this the same lady that was talking to Callista? Not that I would know. Okay, perfect.
Yes, it is.
And I just like kind of slapped like the note. It's like folded in threes, but it's like not in an envelope or anything. It's not like Jill has fucking stationery. And she like hands it to this woman and she's like, hey, real quick, this is a note for the, master of the house. And And I just kind of like, again, like kind of pull my dagger and show the dagger.
And she
I'm like,
raised her eyebrows and nods.
if you could make sure he gets this and that his wife and daughter don't. I
Right.
would really.
Right. And she'll take it and she gives you a little nod and she says, secret safe with me.
Thank you. And I just kind of smile and go back to Callista and Merrick.
Okay. Merrick looks over at you, like one eyebrow raised in question.
I just sort of nod.
He nods back and then he gets up.
Time to go.
Says, let's go.
I shovel the last few bites of egg into my mouth and then I get up.
All right. Katya's trying to get up there and lick your plate.
Oh, she does get up and lick the plate behind me.
I imagine as you hear Callista off screen go, Katya, come on. It's like,
She
like
totally
the plate
knocks
goes
the
off
plate
the
off
table
the
and
table
then-
as she goes.
Yeah, definitely. The
Boom, boom, boom,
tails.
boom,
All right. So eventually we will all reconvene at the temple. And I presume that Callista and Merrick and Katya and Callista will find Leith and Seamus first. Beyond, there's still been no sign of at this point in the day. It's still early morning, but nobody's quite seen him yet. So you guys can come in and find one another.
Amazing.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Leith.
Callista, we can't hear you.
Callista.
I see you're
Oh,
talking.
Damnedest thing.
How was is it, can you hear me now?
You can-
Here we go.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Weird. Okay. How was Beyonce's press service?
Oh, it was
No,
quite good.
didn't go.
Right. Well, your absence was missed, and maybe noticed, but mostly missed. So it was a great ceremony, and we sang some songs together. And
Were they good songs, Seamus?
well, it was a standard, church mix.
Church playlist.
We had to stand up and sit down, and stand up and sit down, and stand up some more and sit down some more. But yes. I do believe you should be gentle with Beyonce, though he is a bit wounded about it.
He punched me in the mouth, Seamus. Like 5 minutes before.
You've been punched in the mouth before, right? Like several times.
Well, yeah. But he also called me a liar to my face and said that the whole debacle at the carnival was, he's like, this was your idea. And then he wants me to forgive him like that. Does he think that's fair?
No, it was probably a point of weakness for him. But he did miss you nonetheless.
Does he think that he is the reason I was not there?
You'll have to talk to him about that.
Shit. I kind of look over at Callista almost begrudgingly. I'm like, and I look at Leith. I said, you didn't go either.
No.
Why weren't you there?
I mean, Beyonce did try to choke him.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't in the right mindset to say goodbye to people that I really didn't know, that we pulled their dead bodies out of a sewer. So I thought if I wasn't going to be participating, then I should probably just make myself scarce.
Friends, may I make a point?
Of course, Seamus.
Go ahead.
Sometimes you put your own interests aside and your own things that you would like to be doing aside, and you pay your respects regardless.
I have a little bit of trouble with that. After I put my own interests aside in order to protect Beyonce from something he didn't even know he'd done, and then he attacked me for it. Attacked all of us. I was just trying to protect him.
Jill kind of sighs and is just like, maybe it's possible, as much as he would hate to admit it. Maybe Beyonce's been struggling. Maybe he's a little raw from all of the stuff in the sewers and reuniting with Galen and being here and all of the stuff with Leith and everything. Maybe it was just one too many things.
Why do you
Maybe
think
we
I didn't
should-
want to tell him that he just murdered somebody?
I understand, Leith, but it was a lot. It was a lot for all of us, especially for him. Maybe we should, and you've already given a lot, but maybe we should give him a little grace. Maybe we should go talk to him.
Get with Beyonce is that truth is paramount for him. He does not really see things. He does not see things such as protective lies. To him, it is just a lie.
Just lies.
And
He
I think
struggled with that.
that is where we broke down.
I think that you should look to see the good in your friend and not the flaw. And though his intentions are good, he can be but a ASMR. I was going to say but a man, but
He is very much a man. Callista
Let's
has
be-
seen what makes him a
Let's
man.
be honest, Seamus. He is an arrogant bastard, but he is our friend.
yes. That's
He's
that's
working, and he's working on not being such an arrogant bastard.
and let's
Is
be
he though?
honest, we've all done some arrogant things in our past. Let me tell you.
Certainly.
Let me tell you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never done anything arrogant in my life.
Well, you're young,
Seamus, I'm
Jill.
kidding. I'm kidding. It's a
I
joke.
know.
Of course I have.
I know, but when you get older, you eventually see that everything in your past was quite arrogant. So,
We should go talk to him.
The arrogance of youth, yes.
You're like 7 years older than me. We should go talk to him before we get on the road. I kind of look over at Leith and I'm like, are you okay with talking to him? Putting this behind us?
I suppose so.
You weren't wrong, Leith. You weren't wrong doing what you did. He was wrong doing what he did, but I think maintaining the friendship is more important than being right in this instance.
Leith just nods and we'll follow along behind.
Yep.
Beyonce, are you coming out of the room at any point in time? Eventually?
He's gonna spend time like shining his armor. Like
Okay.
it's like he's gonna take his fucking time.
All right. Well, you guys are going to have to go to him then.
I'm not going
like
to him.
setting him up so good.
Oh yeah, he's
Well, maybe he's maybe we better go and speak to him ourselves.
I rather suspect he's a little bit busy. I do not really
Perfect
want
time
to
to-
walk in on that.
You know, it's
I do.
I get that suspicion.
Not for
a
him,
lot,
for Galen.
But you know, we can interrupt. It's important. We have to keep the show going. So,
Speak as
show?
one who has interrupted in the past.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. So,
All right, I'm hanging back. Like I'm following everyone
well,
else, but I'm
Who's,
definitely not.
who's actually going to knock on the door? Seamus, I presume, maybe?
sure, yeah.
Okay.
The mediator.
Dong, dong, dong.
Seamus trying to stitch together the party.
Yeah, God, I was just trying to keep us all together, man.
He's trying. He's doing a great job.
Time out. Everybody have a Werther's. We're going to talk this through.
All right.
Yep. Thank God I'm a middle child. I'm well.
I would like
prepared
us
for
to
this
use I
situation.
statements.
All right. So you hear a knock on the door, Beyonce.
Who is it?
It's your good friend and mentor, Seamus, as well as the rest of your very good friends who are very excited to see you.
Go.
Oh really? It's a- I
Galen's
wasn't
like
sure I had a
frantically
whole lot more friends who were excited to see me.
I kind of look concerned at Seamus.
Does he open the door?
No.
Could you open the door?
Alan's very leisurely putting on a robe.
He doesn't care. They don't care.
They do not care.
But Beyonce doesn't even put on clothes, just opens the fucking door.
Just so I understand what I'm walking into, are you naked?
Yep.
Oh, straight up naked. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah, it's a,
Well, hey there, Beyonce. Good morning. Good morning.
oh, hello everyone. You decided to show up.
Yes, we were just talking about how great you are and indeed deserving of forgiveness. And
I want to sense motive that fucker, even though it's probably like super fucking obvious. That is a 27.
Okay, yeah, you sense the tension and like he's trying his best to like say this for them.
Well, anybody who is like, who would also be able to sense his body language would look at Seamus, look at everybody else, and he would definitely like have a sense of guilt and disappointment mixed and close the door.
wait,
In their faces?
wait, what? You kicked
Huge.
me out,
Beyonce
bro?
would. Whoa.
Let me put on clothes, goddammit.
Thank you.
Oh,
That thing was
well.
right at eye level.
It was right at eye level.
seriously, Beyonce, that's kind of like the basics of letting somebody into your place. You do that ahead of time.
I think he was trying to assert dominance.
Beyonce.
Oh,
I've done that before.
Beyonce is well, it takes about 10 minutes to don armor, correct?
Oh,
Put on a
God.
shirt, bro.
All right, so anybody
No.
got to get
Your
a
clank,
joke?
clank, like-
So he decides to just put on a robe and just be like, what's our plan? Just cold-faced.
Wait, to Gallon or to us?
Well,
No,
Beyonce,
it's to everybody else. I
Oh.
put on a robe. It's what's
I
our
think
plan? What's next?
before we think about, and I look at Callista, I'm like, our plan. I think that we should probably talk about. Seamus said that maybe your feelings were a little hurt that we weren't at the service.
I think that we should probably all go for a walk.
There is like a nice garden area where you guys could walk. That would be maybe a little distant without being in the middle of the city.
I would like a walk.
Sure.
And I look at Leith and Callista.
Merrick looks at you and he's like, I was gonna go
I'm not part of this.
get some supplies. He's not
I
one of
look
you.
I look at him and I just sort of squeeze his arm and I'm just like, yeah, supplies would be great. Get me some Applejack. I'm almost out.
He nods and then off he
And
goes.
I shout to Merrick real quick.
Merrick, some herbs from the store that you and I both know.
I
about.
know.
Right. Right.
He's such a bro.
It's
You
Smoke
might
on the
want
water deep.
pants. In addition to your robe, Beyonce, you might just want the pants.
no, not necessary.
Wow. Okay.
It's a,
And I
but
say,
it's a long robe.
I stop and say, damn it, Beyonce, get dressed. Let's go.
Do you want me to put on my armor? It'll take a little while.
No, we're not going into battle. We're just battling with our feelings,
Fine.
Beyonce.
Oh, is that what we're doing? And then
Yes.
Beyonce,
And for that, you can wear your casuals.
But not this
will
casual.
put on his casuals.
Amazing.
and he'll say to Gallon that let's take some time before I leave,
Of course.
please.
This is all between you. I'm not coming. And then Galen
Okay.
just goes back in there.
Alan is so pissed.
I know. Beyonce wouldn't even say anything. He'd just be like, "Yep."
Uh-huh.
You know you're at a great point in D&D when the DM is just sitting back eating popcorn, just like,
Yeah,
oh
literally
yeah.
eat popcorn. I feel like this is great.
That's why I made popcorn tonight. I figured I'd be doing a lot of popcorn dipping.
Oh, guys, this is awesome. Keep going.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
But Beyonce will put on his it's a civilian clothes and come out and say, let's go for a walk.
Are we there? Are we walking?
We're
All right.
walking. We are
You guys
there.
will go out into the beautiful courtyard, statues of Tyr, and flowers everywhere, like very well kept, very well maintained. It's lovely. Laren making some circles above.
Mm-hmm. I start. I was like, well, I will start, I guess. Beyonce, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, at least for me, I wasn't at the funeral, I guess.
Beyonce will look Jill directly in the eye and trying to see if she's actually being sincere.
I guess who's motive? Jill?
That's a 20.
Jill, are you making a bluff?
No, I'm being
Okay.
sincere. Like
Then you will pick up that she is being sincere, Beyonce.
It's,
you would sense with a 20 probably that like she could give or take the funeral itself, but like if it hurt you, she is
Yes.
sorry that it hurt you. And yeah, I just like based on, I mean, we kind of got into it outside the old circus. I didn't really think you probably wanted me there. I wished you luck, and I truly was thinking about you, but I didn't think you probably wanted me there. So I'm sorry that I wasn't. I would have been if I knew you'd wanted me.
it's Beyonce would probably be like looking up at like as she's talking, he'd kind of be like looking around and looking up at the birds that I'm hearing.
Lots of birds. I just
yeah,
cut
lots
some
of
the
birds.
There were too many birds. Could have done.
Too many birds.
Continue.
My God, it's not an aviary.
I understand why you were angry with me. And that's why I apologized. You know, I was wrong. I really was. And I meant it, and I apologized. But
And I
had hoped you would look beyond it. And it did hurt.
And I kind of see like more sincerity in Beyond. And he's been sincere in the past, but like this is like another level. And I just kind of like, I sort of look at him almost confused for a second. And then it's sort of a realization in Jill that he is really bearing his soul. And she's trying really, really hard not to cry. And she just like looks at him and is like, I'm really sorry. And I hug him. I would hug Beyonce.
Beyonce would
I would-
take it.
I would
You'd hug
hold
her
on.
back.
I would hold on for like a half a second, like longer than we would normally like bro hug kind of.
Right.
It's not that this time. And then I just kind of break back and I sort of like Callista had something to say. It's dusty out here. I think that's the flowers allergies.
But Beyonce probably Beyonce knows what she's doing. And
I just
Beyonce
sort of,
kind of
like,
like
step
gives her a look like thank you.
sort of step back and kind of like look at Callista, and then I'm sort of just like hands in my pockets and sort of like looking at the ground.
I kind of look sideways at Leaf. Does he look like he's ready to talk, or?
Leith has both of his fists just kind of clenched at his side, and you would notice that his shadow is doing some kind of weird things.
Jesus Christ. This is
Okay.
some Peter Pan bullshit. I don't need it.
So I'll just say, look, Beyonce, I cannot say that I am sorry I was not at the funeral, but I am sorry that it hurt you. I did not stay away because I was angry with you. Not everything is about what you have or have not done. I was wrestling with some things. I am sorry, however, that you perceived our misguided attempt to protect you. I understand now that it came across to you as a lie, and for that I am sorry. Good intentions do not necessarily make something right. And while we were well-intentioned, it hurt you, and thus I am sorry for that.
I'm assuming Beyonce would sense the sincerity.
I think it's kind of very, very, everybody's a little raw right now.
Yeah. Should I roll something or am I good?
You can roll a sense motive if you'd like to, if you have reason to suspect it's not.
No, that seemed pretty definitive. Beyonce will just kind of take it as a win, like, and can we hug?
Close will give you kind of an awkward.
She's like, I'm not a hugger.
Hit.
Leith,
But as Beyonce is like kind of hugging her, he'll like actually kind of hold on and say like it's not too late for you.
I'll just like stiffen and not say anything.
Take a moment for me at the tabernacle. Even if you just say a word to Tyr, just take a moment.
Leith, do you have
Seriously
anything
asking
to say?
Callista to talk to Tyr?
If the word
No.
is fuck, it doesn't count. That's the rule.
Beyonce lets go immediately after, but
I won't say anything. I'll just stand there.
And Leith, who's kind of been standing a little off to the side, listening, is having a lot of emotions all at once. And it's sort of manifesting itself through his haunted fae aspect. And so, like, shadows are doing weird things around him. There's like a weird greenish purple glow coming off him. He's got his fists clenched. He's not sure how to appropriately voice everything he's feeling.
Katya's probably growling a little bit at the weird shadows that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Beyonce is listening completely to Leith.
I stood up for you in front of all of those people and told you that it was okay not to kill that asshole. After he called me evil, after he called Callista evil in front of all of them. Because I knew that you weren't okay with that type of cruel justice. Because I love you and I was protecting you. And a day later, we find ourselves at some twisted game run by something that I can't even understand. And I was trying to protect you again. And you strangled me for it. I came through on my promise. I got you back here in time. But I'm not a broken thing. I'm not evil. I don't need to be fixed. And if we're going to go ahead and do this thing, find this sword that saves the world or kills the seed or whatever it's supposed to do, then I need you to trust me. Because it's not fair that you don't. Not when I trust you.
Beyonce will definitely wait until he's done with what he's saying.
At the end, he just kind of lets out a long exhale and finally unclenches his fist. And the whole haunted Fae aspect just sort of fades away.
And Beyonce will definitely look Leith directly in the eye and say, I really meant when I apologized to you. You didn't deserve it. I need to not react out of anger as much as I do. It's something I need to learn. And I do trust you, Leith. I apologize for my moment of weakness. I really do. You are, as I've said before, you are a staunch ally and a good man.
Well,
I hope you can
but
forgive me.
Sure.
I hope you can forgive me. I truly mean it.
My friends, may I propose that we make a solemn vow from this day forward to accept that each and every one of us is deeply flawed.
Yeah.
But we would gladly die by each other's side, no matter the cost.
Do we have to be glad about it?
It's kind of beautiful, Shayna.
I whap Leith on like the chest.
I'm willing to do it. I just, after seeing what's on the other side of death, I'm not, in any kind of hurry to get there.
Leith, do you vow?
I vow.
And the rest of you as well?
Vow too.
Well,
Beyonce will pull out Justifier and bow to it.
then there is nothing on this world that could ever stop us.
Did Callista say she vowed? I didn't see.
I
Sorry,
did not say
you-
I vow. I said I do what I
I couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry.
I am
just wanted
sorry.
to make sure.
I did say
No,
it.
it works. It works. We got it all.
Okay. Good. I just making sure. I didn't hear it.
That's
Sorry.
perfect timing with the track. Brought to you by Sirenscape.
Nice. Sirenscape. Thank you, boys. And Vicky. Jill just sort of shakes her head and is like, well, there are clearly allergens out here. I think we should probably talk about the seed and Erebar and Chondeth and what our next steps are. Yeah? We got to get on the road. Can't stay in Waterdeep for too long.
Did we
As much
decide
as I
we're
would
leaving
like
the
to,
seed
yes.
here?
Did you decide what? I'm
Did
sorry.
we decide we're leaving the seed here or we're taking it with us?
You guys
we're
decided
leaving
you're
it.
going to leave it
Leave it
here
here. Okay.
and
They're gonna
bring the
protect it.
sword back.
To this. Yep, that's right.
Because you could have teleportation, I think was the idea. So you guys could just
Yes.
womp
Yes.
there, womp back.
Yes.
Womp,
Can we
womp.
womp there if our teleportation people have never been there?
If it's described really, really, really well.
I can take care of that.
It's a shame none of us
Right.
are from there. Oh wait,
13 years ago, what it looked like.
it's fine. It's fine. Just send us to a
fine.
street
Yeah,
that
let's
no
just
buildings
swamp
would have
there.
been constructed. I kind of look over at Callista. I'm like, you said at breakfast there's some stuff we need to know. And Jill would sort of like lean against a tree or something and sort of get comfortable. You would almost notice she's like taking up a stature like Merrick does when he's like like waiting for something. It's like, so prepare us.
I guess I was kind of thinking that we would do that on the road, but I forgot.
There is no road.
Road is an alternate dimension.
As Seamus learned, if I don't know exactly where I'm going, it can be a bit of a treacherous experience. So, if it's easier to walk, we might as well just walk. But I can get us back to any place I've been
It is a long
pretty
way.
easily.
How long is the walk?
It is, I would know, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
From Waterdeep?
It's very far away from here.
It's
another
a very
It's
long
like
road.
it's past like it's again as far as the Dale lands from here. And you guys remember how long it took you to get there? Like it's
One end of the
almost
continent
again
to the
as
other.
far, yeah, like on.
Yeah, but
From
like
there.
ballpark it. What are we talking here?
Well, it took you guys weeks to get here, and that was
Months.
taking the boat. Yeah, like months.
Yeah, but like
Time is
how
up.
many sessions is that? Like,
Is there
42.
is there a place that
42.
we've
my
been
God, we could not
between
be
here
there
and
for
there?
4 years.
I mean,
Yes, I can use the what I use.
Beyonce, you would actually know that there are teleportation services that can be offered. Sometimes like they keep some scrolls here on hand, and they'll have like mages that they know can come cast them, even if the divine casters can't. Because there are occasionally super important things that have to be done. You could call upon your like Justicar, I don't know, like
Clout.
reputation, clout. That's the word I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, your clout.
Commandeering this teleportation circle.
Yeah, to
Oh, I
take
Official
to
to your
take one of
business.
those.
It's I'll
Step aside.
I'll talk to my people.
Yeah, several months. That's far too long to drive. We should probably fly.
Could be
no,
right.
I have I can get us teleported somewhere close.
And
I'm sure.
especially since the seed is here, and the longer it's here, the more danger the temple is in, right? We should be as
Yes.
quick as we can.
100%. I
so
will.
I think did we have we didn't get an idea of where this sword is, did we?
No, we had no idea. All you know is that it was potentially last spotted somewhere
Okay.
in there. But you, Callista, like had some like vague memory, but you couldn't quite place it at the time.
All right. So I think what you need to know is, well, I do not even know what the reception will be when I am seen in the city. It has been 13 years. It is possible my father's organization is still hunting for me, which would put anyone who is with me at risk.
Oh. That doesn't sound great.
Yeah,
We do
but
have a hat of disguise.
at risk is like our middle name, though.
I mean, people have been hunting for us since, like, we met each other. So that part's really
Before.
not all that new, but it's just different people, I suppose.
Yes.
It's more of our normal to be hunted than any other situation, really.
Yes.
And
So-
Seamus kind of like cracks his knuckles and is just like, it's been a while, so I could use a fight anyway.
Callista.
Why exactly are they hunting for you?
I sort of put
There
my hand
wasn't-
kind of supportively on
There
Callista's
was an
shoulder. I know.
incident,
Yeah.
and I may have killed a few people.
Ooh.
When you say a few,
In that incident, I believe it was 8 or 9.
Oh.
5? I think it was.
Well,
more than
sorry,
that.
5 PCs and 4 NPCs. Sorry, never mind. Sorry.
okay, that's a lot.
It was
It
provoked.
probably deserved it.
It was
so,
provoked.
of course it was.
But I was at one point high up in the ranks. My father apparently still runs essentially the criminal underworld in Arabar. It is called the Steel
Oh.
Brotherhood.
So when you said the ranks, it wasn't like you were captain of the guard of
No,
like the city watch.
no.
Oh, okay.
They have their fingers in everything. I think it is very likely that if the sword is still in the city, they know of it, at one point knew where it was, or even had or have possession of it. So I think we will need to deal with them.
Callista, do you have any do you happen to have any contacts still within them? Any sympathetic people?
There was
None.
only one. And I give her a knowing look.
I kind of nod and drop it.
I think we will first have to listen when we get there. Listen, try to pick up information.
Where
I've
should
got
we
ideas on how we could do that.
All ears, Leith.
Oh, just, I'm pretty good at magic and stuff. So I'm sure I can figure out a way to, I don't know, be a spy. That sounds fun.
Lord knows any good info flies around. It usually flies around in a bar, and I'm good at that. But we have to get there first. And I look over at Beyonce. I'm like, how good are your people at teleportation?
I have quite the network. If not one of the faithful, then there are plenty of people in Waterdeep who are allies of ours.
That is probably good. I imagine the placement of their teleportation circles will not be in the places where those I may know would frequent.
We may also want to send word ahead, though, because the places where his teleportation circles are also not terribly friendly places to tieflings, I have noticed.
Well, I think until I know more about what they think happened to me, I think it would be best if I do not appear as myself for the time being.
And I kind of look and I'm like,
I take her seriously.
I would smile over at Callista. I'm like, you could be my sister this time.
That is kind of what I was thinking.
Oh. And I just sort of like,
Beyonce will be like, oh no, Matilda.
I pull a hat of disguise on, and
I'm
I'm
your
already wearing
sister.
it. I'm
I'm
already
your
wearing it. It's
sister
a wide brimmed hat. Under the hat,
Lista.
Alista.
yeah.
Best disguise ever.
Nailed it.
I turn into a half elf who looks very clearly familially related to Jill.
Okay.
Awesome.
Make a disguise check to see how good of a job you do with the bonus.
If she does bad again, it just ends up as Matilda anyway. So
I'll throw an eagle splendor on that to help.
What does that do?
+4 to charisma check.
do you have inspiration from anything tonight? Can I give Callista my inspiration? I earned inspiration earlier.
I didn't crit fail.
Okay,
I
then
did
never
roll a
mind.
2.
I'll keep my
So
inspiration.
2
Thank you.
plus 10 plus 4 is 16.
It is.
Okay, yeah, it looks pretty good. Enough. Good enough.
Passable.
It's passable, yes.
I will practice and redo it, later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Probably a good idea. You forgot the tail.
I tuck the tail under the skirt.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right. I assume Beyonce's gonna go have a final goodbye with Gallon, it sounded like. You
With
wanna
Gallon, Merwin, well,
Yep.
probably Gallon last, but Merwin,
Mhm.
Leaf, I'm gonna have a
Little talk.
yes,
Tay, of
it's
course.
Tay, of course. Yes.
Are there any of those that you feel the need for us to play?
I'd like to do the Leaf one.
Okay, that was kind of the one I was thinking too. so-
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead and ask them to get the teleportation ready, and during that time, you guys can do any final, like if anyone has shopping, etc. I know Merrick was just picking up some like rations and stuff, so you guys can assume all that stuff is up to date. But if you have any shopping, you can always send me a list in between, so we don't have to do a shopping montage. Everybody's favorite thing to watch, I know.
So interesting.
Shopping
engaging.
episode. Okay, but anyway, we can work that
Also-
out between. Yes.
I think I need to no, I'm still doing my accent. Never mind, I'll work on it.
I'll work on it. Okay.
Did Merrick grab those herbs from the
Yeah, of course he did.
cool.
You can
And
rely
I
on
kind of I go up to him, I grab him, I'm just like, give him a, cool.
Awesome.
Okay. So as part of your goodbye tour, Beyonce, you will go to Ashglade's room because Leaf is in there at the moment, and people will direct you there and find yourself standing in front of his door.
I'll knock.
And after a moment, he'll answer it and look surprised that it's you.
May I come in?
Of course. And he will step aside, gesture for you to come in. The place it's pretty well appointed. Like a lot of people here keep pretty Spartan. Probably not you.
Right.
Yeah. So it looks a little posher like your room does.
You were
And
mirrors.
He'll gesture at a table. And we call it a foil. So he will gesture at a little side table where he has a little tea set up thing and everything. And he will sit down. You
I know.
did well yesterday.
Thank you. And I saw something in your eyes. I saw a contrition.
I didn't want anyone to die.
I saw that in your eyes at the trial. And I think you're better than this. I think you are. And I think you will be a momentous tool for Tyr. But it's going to be a hard road. And I want you to let go. You don't have to like me. You don't have to think I'm a good influence. But I want you to focus on what Tyr wants. I know you have that in your heart.
Suppose it will be easier to think about when you're gallivanting off on another grand quest.
Something you could stand to do yourself. Go see the world. See what the world's really like. Outside of these walls.
I haven't been divinely granted any mission of the sort.
You could be. Do you think you could handle that?
I could handle it. I could
Is that what
handle
you
it,
would prefer?
Of course. I would fancy a chance to prove myself.
Beyonce gives a knowing look, knowing that like that's part of the reason why he left, is a chance to prove himself. Like beyond just being a son of Tyr. If that is what
Since,
you want. Do
you-
you wish to join the Vengeful Blades?
I'm thinking something a bit more of range from Waterdeep. You're worldly, you've traveled quite a bit, extensively, I imagine, and seen problems across the land. There has to be something you've seen that you left in your wake that you think should be followed up on.
Absolutely. There is a problem with a few dragon eggs that have gone missing. And if you are willing, I would like you to help with that. Has to do with the followers of Bahamut.
This is connected to the ring, I imagine, that
Yes. You will work closely with Galen.
I suppose that would be appropriate.
Can I trust you to give your all in the name of Tyr?
In the name of Tyr.
In the name of Tyr. And Beyonce will actually like give him his hand like across the table.
Oh, sick.
He'll look at it for a moment, a little bit of that like skeptical stuffiness, like I'm better than you, but finally clasp with you as well.
Pushing pencils.
Give you a nod.
And Beyonce will like give like he's not trying to be like too proud or anything,
Right.
or try like anything like that, but he'll give him like a knowing glance to be like, this is good. It's like
Yes. Just can I give you a word of advice?
I welcome it.
Maybe a bit less showmanship the next time you come back this way with the circles and the wings around the top of the church. Is a bit much.
Beyonce like cracks up at that, just like
That's fair.
that's Beyonce like fair.
You're welcome.
I don't hate him anymore.
He'll just lift a little cup of tea.
Oh, and the aw. Yay.
I think you're going to do great things, Leaf.
I was read the riot act by your old friend.
Oh.
I don't know if he told you about that.
Did he? He didn't.
No.
No. But I'll be sure to thank him.
Do that.
As you were, and Beyonce will stand up, like kind of like give him a little nod as he leaves.
Tell your blue friend I'm sorry.
You know, you
Like
could tell her
chocolate.
yourself. You know what?
Value
Tell her
my
yourself.
hide.
Tell her yourself. Come with me.
That's quite all.
Beyonce will like grab his hand and be like, no, you tell her yourself.
I am so afraid. I am so afraid.
Yeah, it's just like there's almost a fear in his eyes. you're taking him down out of the hall to the
It's like
the
that
room
viral
where-
video. It's like that viral video of that little kid in the classroom when like Trump came to visit. He's like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
All right, so Callista, like you're waiting for everybody. You and Katya are in the sitting room, and then in comes Beyonce. We'll say like Leaf and Jill and Seamus have all gathered and are ready, just waiting on him to be done with his business here. And in he comes, dragging Leaf with him.
Like Beyonce, like totally
And he
adorned
will
in his armor,
yank himself away to try to like adjust himself and not look like he was dragged in here by the arm.
and then Beyonce will just kind of like cross his arms and be like, "Go."
I wanted to wish you all well on your travels and apologize for any offense that I may have caused.
Oh, that you're not being specific enough, Leif.
I may have offended many of them.
Yes, you did, but there's one in particular.
Leith will take a step forward.
He looks at you a little confused.
Beyonce just stands in front of Leith. And, like,
He called me evil.
I don't think you're evil. I'm
Good.
sorry.
Did he emphasize that? I don't think you're evil.
No, he's
Okay.
He emphasized evil, not your. And he glances sidelong at Seamus for a moment, and looks back at Callista. He's trying to read you, but you're a sphinx or something.
Yeah, I'm just like staring at him.
Still disguised as an half-elf.
Apologize.
Oh, that's right. I look like
are
a
you?
half-elf.
Then he would
Oh.
look around, not knowing where to find you.
Oh,
That's right.
that would explain the confusion.
well,
Yeah.
where is Callista?
Right.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Beyonce,
And,
I'm-
Damn
He
it,
looks-
Callista! Drop that for a moment.
Are you wearing the hat?
I pull the hat off.
Yes, looks
Okay.
like me.
There we
Okay.
go. Yes. Here she is.
And Leaf starts a bit, and then steps over to Callista, and he extends a hand, and he says, like palm up like this, like asking for yours.
Asking for my hand?
Yes.
I'll kind of warily give it.
Okay. He puts his other hand over it, so he's holding your hand between his.
I'm very tense.
Yes. And he says, I have done great wrong by you. I apologize for the reception that I gave you. I have not had truck with many of your kind before. And allowed myself to be swayed by the stories I have heard. But I have been assured many times over that you are a worthy companion to the just cause. And you forgive me.
I swallow hard and I just say, yes, I am used to it. And recent events have led me to believe that perhaps you're not entirely wrong.
And he kind of looks at you curiously at those words, but doesn't ask anything about it, obviously. It seems too much like prying into things that aren't his business. And he lets go of your hand with one, but he's still holding your hand with the hand below it. And
My hand is kind of like limp fish in his. I'm not like
Yeah.
holding it back or anything.
yeah, just like yup. And he would say, really, all things aside, I think you're quite fetching. And then he lets go of your hand. Turns around,
Oh,
looks
my.
at Beyonce, and raises an eyebrow, like very deliberately. like,
Beyonce's going,
well.
nope, too far, too
Beyonce
far.
kind of goes like, yeah.
I pull the hat back on and turn back into Jill's sister.
Are we shipping this now? Is that what's happening?
150%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Beyonce will like after that he'll leave leaf out of that and just
Yeah,
be
he'll
like,
just go. He's just gonna walk out.
yeah, just like
On that note, he's out. Bye.
which Beyonce will want to talk to Father Antorum whether we want to role play that or not.
Yeah, we can probably carry that like in between.
Yeah, it's just to kind of handle that situation and all this sort of stuff. Yes.
All right.
So-
So once all of your business is done, all of you will gather with the leaders of the church here, all the different characters that you have met, as well as they have a mage on hand. They have a room that has teleportation circle in it, and they tell you that it will link to a small church of Tyr on the other side. Then you should be fine.
That's in Erebar?
Yes, it's well, it's in Shondeth.
Oh.
It's like a little bit outside Erebar, but not far. Like it's within a day's travel. You'll be able to get there quickly. Okay.
Just for the record, I don't actually need the circle. I just haven't ever been here before.
You
No.
Very
do it
powerful.
next time.
You're a very powerful
Well,
sorcerer,
now,
Lee.
now you have.
Pat. All right. So you will all gather up in the circle.
Let's go.
Let's
and
go.
You will have Father Antorum will bow his head to you. Galen is there and will blow you a little kiss.
Oh.
Oh, of course. That
And that's the
Yeah.
last thing you see before all of you are surrounded by light. And that is where we're going to end the session on our way to our
Oh, yay, guys.
Ooh.
oh, what an
Yes.
episode!
night.
I'm
Yeah.
I didn't roll a
Exhausting.
single die the entire session.
Wow.
Sometimes RP sessions be like that. So
This is the
Sometimes
first
it can be
time
like
I
that,
have not crit failed in an entire session.
Congratulations.
Hey! I'm proud of you.
Take,
Yeah, I
the,
was going to say.
take the W, Brad.
Counting it as a win.
Yep. Your batting average is perfect if you never get up to bat.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We had a lot of people hanging on out there, I see. So thank you guys for staying with us.
Yes.
From now, we will be diving back into Callisto's life and past. So if you haven't watched Shot in the Dark, I highly recommend that you do watch that one.
Required
shot
reading.
in the chat. It's a required
R.I.P.
reading.
Slick Lou.
It will enhance your enjoyment of.
You'll
of
meet a
all
few of the
this
people
stuff.
Callista referred to killing.
Yes. And
Yeah.
So that'll will come up. Thank you guys. We love you. So our next
Well, they're
episode is
amazing.
December 14, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Tuesday, December 14, 7 o'clock. Same place, same channel. You guys know the deal. And I think that's it. Yeah.
That is
Same dice
it.
time, same dice
Alright.
channel.
Thank you guys.
Yay.
We love you. Mwah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
And that's the way it happened.